raining.
All right. Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome. We're finally back with another episode of, was it Random Rambles? You said 7, right?
Number 7. Yes.
Yeah, let's go. This will probably be oh, hang on, I think I heard myself, but.
You heard yourself? Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. But I think this will be probably our last one for a while because I'll be on kind of a road trip for the rest of this month.
I know. That's crazy.
And I'll even be able to see you for a little bit.
It's going to be a monthly thing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if we can keep it at once every month, that'll be pretty good, right? It'll be better than last year, so.
Isn't last year better even, like, compared to, like, this year, actually? I think last year we were doing, like, every 2 weeks. I think, like, there, like, except, like, that one on the end of the year.
We definitely started off well, but I feel like we definitely did take some very big breaks. Yeah.
Just started and already fell off.
Yep.
That's crazy.
But welcome, Con. How have you been, man?
I've been doing well. Been playing a lot of like
hey there, friend. Welcome.
Every night. In the cold, dark room. Well, not even that cold. My PC makes the room really hot.
Because you have a new PC now, don't you? With the, do you have a 40? Do you have a 40 series or a 500 series?
Yeah, it's 40 series. It's been a while. Okay. It's a 4090 though. So like, when the game picks up, the room gets hot.
Do you have I have like an extra fan near me just in case things start to get really kind of hot. I don't know if I really need it, but so have it just in case.
You're gonna need it. It's like the stronger your PC is, and like the more you'll need it. Especially like depending on like how your room is designed too, right? If it's like enclosed and you don't open the windows, which I don't like, since it's like late at night when I play games. Yeah. And it can get like really hot.
You want to let the bugs in anyway? Who cares?
I mean, I have a mesh on mine, so it's fine.
I feel like they always find some way inside, no matter what. Like, bugs are a pain in the butt. Like.
You're not wrong.
Because do you get the silverfish at all in your place, or do you know what I mean, like the little
I think so. I haven't been having any bug problem.
Okay.
I even forgot they exist at some point because like compared to like my country, there have been like way less bugs here, at least like in the house.
I'm looking. I don't really get too much outside of silverfish. Silverfish are the only thing that come up, and I don't know why. I think I might need to vacuum a bit more, but. Even then, I still think they show up a lot. My guess is that they're actually coming in through the door because there's like, the little gap in the front door and everything. And I think they're squeezing through the apartments and everything.
Oh, what? Really? Because the door to my house has like this like rubber thing under it. So
I wish mine had that. It doesn't have one for the bottom part of it, which is annoying.
Yeah, we had the bottom, like we had those on like the bottom part, and like there's 2 doors because one of them is like the winter one, right? So,
but it makes sense because it's inside of because you have to go into another building to even get into my apartment to begin with. So it's like it's already closed off. So I guess they're not really too concerned about heat or cold or something coming in.
I guess they were wrong.
But
like the cold is not a bother, but like the bugs are.
Oh, bugs can come in through the drain too. Oh, that is scary. I think I've seen some stuff of like.
I think if you don't use them though, right? That's like when you don't use them. If you use them frequently, I think they have a hard time like going through there.
Okay. So if you have like a multi-bathroom place and you only ever use one, then
yeah, and if you use one, and then like you don't close off with the other room, then yeah.
But man. All right, enough about bugs. Let's actually go in and talk about our first topic here, which I think both of us wanted to talk about, the Nintendo Direct, correct?
Yeah, probably like the biggest thing happening like this, like this recently.
And I think we're talking about the second one that happened, right, with the Nintendo Switch 2 and everything.
Oh yeah,
because they had another one like a week, like last week as well, right? And I was like, why?
Really?
Yeah, they had another one announcing games. And I'm like, why are they announcing games before their Switch 2?
I didn't even hear about the previous one.
Yeah, they did, but I think a lot of the games that they announce are also being released on the Switch too. So
That's crazy.
yeah. So what did you think about it, man? Overall, like impressions, and then we can go into details.
Overall impression, the hardware, the price is a bit like a mixed feeling, because like if they keep the OLED screen, I probably would have been fine with the current cost. Like,
What?
I think
So
the price
what's
is like
the price of the
450.
system? I know the price of the
450.
games. That
It's 450.
one. Okay,
This
150 is
Switch
not
is 450.
bad, right?
450.
Oh, 450. Oh, okay. Never mind. That's
It's like 50% more than like the old Switch, and like I think
Yeah.
OLED is like 400, right? So like it's an extra $50, which like okay, like there's a lot of improvement, but they also downgraded the screen again. Like it's back to like LCD, and like I don't get it.
Oh,
like,
really? Even though because they keep saying that they've upgraded a lot of stuff, like in the direct, right?
Yeah,
Like,
except the screen. The screen. Actually, they kind of upgrade the screen. It's like a higher resolution, like higher refresh rate, I think. But
Right.
now it's back to LCD. And I don't understand like the
is the
kinda like
LCD
mixed
like
bag,
the
like upgrading.
is that the original Switch? Is the right? Or
It's the same technology as the old Switch, but it's like it's a better screen. So like the color is better. It's a higher resolution. It's a whole different screen, because like the whole console is bigger, right? So like obviously they need like something different. But I don't know. Considering like the price is increasing, I'm not expecting any downgrade. I guess that's just the thing. That's like expectation, right? Like if the
when you
price
say
is increasing,
downgrade, it's still the same. But are you considering a downgrade from the OLED? Is what you're talking about?
Oh yeah, obviously.
Okay.
It's a downgrade from the OLED. And
Gotcha.
I think most of the complaint comes from the combo, like the combination of the two, right? The fact that it's more expensive than ever, and the fact that it has some downgrade. Like if it's only one of the two, if it's downgraded to LCD, but we keep the prices the same as the last one, the previous version, then people probably wouldn't complain, maybe. Or like if
I didn't
if
even
the price
know about
gets increased.
I didn't even know about the screen stuff. Like the main thing I've been hearing people complain about is the game prices jumping up to $80.
Oh yeah, obviously. Obviously, the game. We're just talking about the hardware here, right? Like I'm not even touching the price of the game yet. The price of the game is fucking insane. That's all I'm gonna say. There's no in between. I don't think like I don't see anything anywhere in the world where like I don't see any reason in the world where I would like support it.
And I guess
especially considering that like you already have to buy like a specific device for it. You could argue like for a PC game, for example, you can be like, oh, the PC game runs on like all PCs. If you already have you buy a PC once, and then whenever a game comes out, you can just keep playing. You can arguably you have to downgrade the settings and stuff like that. But like it's technically compatible with all PC. But like a console game is usually only compatible with like that console, right? And like usually if they release it on like what Nintendo is doing with the upcoming like the upgraded version of like the old games,
Yep.
They're charging more money for that too.
Yeah. Did they say how much the upgrade was? Is it like $20 or something? Or
they haven't set any price for it, but they already said that it's gonna be paid upgrades.
Yeah.
So like that, like if you think about it, you're paying $80 for the game right now, right? Which is like the price of like the upcoming games for Switch 2. And then like down the line, 4 years from now, maybe 4 or 5 years, I don't know how many years, you're gonna come out with like Switch 3, and then like it's gonna be an extra $20, and suddenly you're paying $100 for every game that you already have before, like in total.
Okay, so apparently 990 yen is what it is for the upgrade in Japan. What is that, like $9 or something for?
$10, give or take, because like it's like $9.99, right? I think.
Not quite, because the yen is very down. Yeah, it's like $6 actually.
Oh,
like close to $7.
Oh wait.
Yeah. It's I know that because Grand Blue Fantasy, which is a gacha game that I play from Japan, like I had to buy their currency from yen and through like PayPal and stuff, and usually it would be like like $30 or something for Like some
it's
of the
still
stuff
gonna
that
be
they sell.
$9.99 here in America.
Hmm. No, it's true.
Do you think
It's probably gonna be $9.99.
Do you really think they're gonna come here? Hey, since it's like 1,000 yen in Japan, it's gonna be $7 upgrades. Nah, they're gonna put it $9.99.
I could see it being $10. Seems like an amount that people would probably accept, but
Yeah,
if it is that much of a difference though between
yeah, but like
here
your
and Japan,
games basically now went from $60 to like all of your games that you have is now worth $70 now. Basically, 'cause, like if you're trying to play like the upgraded version, right?
if it has
and,
an
like,
upgraded
imagine-
version, right.
Yeah, which is like probably most of the first party title is gonna have them. I'm assuming, like the big ones at least, the big hitters.
Yeah, definitely.
But like if you think about it, like it's gonna apply the same. We can apply the same context with like the upcoming games too. Like it started $80, and then maybe down the line it's gonna be like a $10 or like maybe 15 even, because they increased the game price. Why wouldn't they increase the upgrade price either? Like, you know, it's gonna be 15, and like suddenly you're paying $90, $95, $100 for each games. I think that's insane, considering that the console, like the console has always, like, you know, consoles are always touted as like, oh, like a budget friendly way to play games, right? This $90 games, $80 games does not scream budget friendly to me.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know a lot of people were thinking that GTA was going to be the one to raise the gaming prices and everything, but Nintendo beat them to the punch. So
actually, like Nintendo might actually affirm them to like go to $100 because like if they see people paying for it, I don't see the reason like why to like GTA 6 won't be $100.
Oh, and apparently the Japanese version of the Switch 2 is also region locked, which is weird. Like I thought they got rid of region locking like a long time ago, because what was it? Was it like the 3DS or something that was like region locked? Or
Nintendo always doing Nintendo things.
Yeah. That really stinks.
Yeah, they did something so well just to screw you on another thing.
They're like, very up and
everything
down
else
when it
is
comes
glowing. Yeah, everything else have been glowing. I think the kicks, the new. I don't really like the new kickstand. It feels.
So let's talk about all the new stuff with the Switch and everything then. So
yeah, like the new kickstand, like it looks more flimsy because like the old one is like half of the body basically kind of like you can open it, right? And like now it's just
the old one is just like a little stick. It's nothing.
Really?
So, yeah.
I think I have like the OLED Switch and like it's
okay. So the OLED might be different. I'm talking about the original Switch. It's just like a little.
Yeah, the old one is like a stick flicked out, right? Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That's just straight up bad. But like the old, like, see, that's the thing. I think like when we were talking about like the Switch 2, which is supposed to be a sequel, apparently have some downgrades. Is like the kickstand, like the on OLED is like a full on like half of the body kind of like folds out.
Ooh, okay.
And it definitely like looks sturdier than like whatever like they have on Switch 2, which looks like a little like. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it definitely looks better than the original, but you might be right that it's not as good as the OLED. But the thing that I really preferred, and the thing that I would probably use more, is the C port on the top of the Switch, so you can actually charge
the Type
it.
C port, game changing.
Well, no, it has a C port. It was at the bottom of the Switch before.
No. The double-sided Type C has always been a thing ever since like people talking about gaming handhelds and phones, right? Gaming phones.
Yeah.
ROG phone has like two Type C on both sides, like on.
Oh really? Okay.
One on like the bottom side and one on the side for like if you're playing like on landscape mode.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Always been
That's pretty cool.
It's always been like a good thing to have like those double ports because like you know sometimes when you're playing on landscapes you want to charge your thing.
So that was very cool, and then I also really like that the docking station now has a fan inside of it to hopefully keep your Switch a little bit cooler.
That's also great, yeah.
Because how that wasn't there originally is unknown.
They were expecting it more to be like, you know, people to play it less on the PC probably, but now since like it's like way better on the like docking mode. Because like now it has a full on it feels like a full-fledged console even on docking mode right now because like it runs 4K It runs HDR for you, like and it's more powerful, so like games wouldn't lag like when you play it on the dock mode. So I can see why they're focusing more on the focusing more on the dock mode. I think when they had the first release, the dock mode is less like, it's more of like an afterthought, I think.
Oh, and yes, Khan does have his female model up and running now, or at least on reactive image. I don't know.
You guys are looking at the reactive image on like sequel stream. You like it? Do I look sexy?
It's a very good image. Like, and then do you have your really live model going on your? Oh
yeah, I have a whole different model of here.
Oh, you're using the what is it? What's that game? The Izima.
The Enzoy, yeah.
Enzoy.
I mean, I'm using it as like a VTubing basically. I think that's what their intention is, believe it or not. When I saw the character creation and like how like flexible it is, I was like, wait, I think they want this game to double as like also as like something
as
else.
A VTuber.
Yeah, because like they give you
cool.
like this whole room that you can like like customize the lighting on, and like you can remove the UI. You can even do full body tracking if you have the stuff like the items.
Ooh. Okay.
So like at that point, there might as well be like a VTubing. You know.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that one in a bit. I think first we should probably finish talking about the Switch 2
Switch
before.
2? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because the new Joy-Cons and everything, right? They looked very similar, but I do like the mouse option that they have for them. Looks very cool. I want to see how it actually plays, but
I hate the C button though.
The C. I thought it was hilarious that they were like, all this new gaming intervention and it's just Discord. It looks just like Discord. But oh my god, the frame rate looked so shit when they were like sharing other people's screens.
The C button. See, I saw a comment about the C button that I resonated with. They said this. C button is basically a glorified like hardware paywall, because like if you don't pay for an online subscription, that thing is basically useless. The only thing that the button is used for is for chatting with friends, which requires an online subscription to do.
Which is free for the first year, but but yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But also if you want to buy the console, you have to pay for them a whole year too of the gold subscription, right? I think you have to have like you have to buy it with like a year of subscription, and like you have to have 50 hours on like the Nintendo, the old Switch.
Oh, do you? I thought
that's for the pre-order requirement. It's to prevent scalpers.
Oh, I haven't even looked at what you need to pre-order it, to be honest.
Yeah, so you have to have 50 hours on the previous console, and you have to buy it along with like a year's worth of like gold subscription or something like that. I don't know what the subscription is called, but like
Interesting. Me, I wasn't even gonna pre-order. I was just gonna wait till it comes out, and then because I'm not even sure.
You know what's insane about the release? So I saw a Linus Tech Tips video, right? And he mentioned how like since the Switch 2 has like a lot of like new features, especially with the mouse and everything, they have a demo, like a game for like to demo like the features for it,
But you have to
pay for it.
Yep. I thought that was so stupid when I saw that.
You have to pay for the demo of the fucking device that you bought for like the instruction manual.
I was like, I don't think anyone's gonna really pay for that, but we'll see.
Oh, you'd be surprised if people are willing to buy if people are willing to glaze $80 game just because it's from Nintendo. I can see them paying them for like, oh, let me pay for that demo game you made for me
or something. Yeah.
No, it better charge be coming like a full free with the Nintendo subscription.
Oh yeah, it should be free. That would be a good thing.
It should just be free. Like if you want to make it like
no, it should be. Yeah.
Even if you want to be evil, you cannot be this evil. Oh, come on.
Which, speaking about like buying games and stuff, I thought the micro SD changes was interesting. Like how they're requiring you to use an express micro SD.
No, I think it makes sense. I think they should do that more. Because like micro express means like you need an actual fast SSD, like micro SD. It's basically upping the standard, right? Because like
I don't know what an express version is because I've never had to buy one of those before. I bought the normal, like the fastest SD card I can get at, like 1 terabyte and stuff, but I'll have to take a look to see what the difference is between these special express versions.
I think it's just faster. I'm assuming it's just faster speed. I think express is like me. I forgot. Let me see. Micro SD. Express. Differences. Blah, blah, blah. Express. Yeah, Express.
Oh, really?
Express is way faster.
Reggie had to fight for Wii Sports to be free? Reggie did a good thing because that was the main reason why everyone got the Wii. It's so sad that Reggie's no longer at Nintendo. He was a good guy.
Too bad. He's not here to defend us anymore.
Let me see. Micro SD.
Press. They're way faster. Holy shit! But they're also really much more expensive. Yeah, they're way faster.
How high can you get an express? Because I'm only seeing...
A gigabyte speed, like the speed. I'm talking about the speed here, not the
not
the size.
The size I'm seeing only 250.
Yeah, 250 is $70, $65. Yeah, definitely more expensive than the old ones. Because like for the same money, like for the normal.
But it's like I would want I feel like I would want a terabyte though, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because like a 250 is not gonna last at all.
For the kind of games, yeah. See, that's where they want you to buy the physical edition. There you go. You cannot buy digital, like, or you gotta buy the physical now if you want to play all of them. See, that's their money making.
That's gonna be the
right now.
It's like it's cool that it's faster, but the fact that it has such less space, like, because I was converting my Switch into just being like digital only, which I thought. Oh. It was working out when I had like a terabyte on it.
The sustained ride is still like up to 800, but like like if you're gonna play it with just like continuous use, like it's gonna be 100. It doesn't matter then. It's still gonna be just like the other micro SD. I don't get it.
Sorry, say that again. Like I think I lost.
So the peak speed, like the maximum speed, is up to 880 megabytes or like 900, like give or take a gigabyte, right? For read and like half for like write. But the sustained write, so like when you're using it continuously, it's gonna be 100 megabytes speed, which is like exactly the same as like other micro SD. Because like other micro SD, like when you're using it, like they're gonna be like around that too, like 100 or something like that.
So it's just a new technology that they're trying to.
It's just a more expensive technology, I guess. Like it's high, it's rated higher, but also.
I get the feeling that it's so new technology, so I'm thinking Nintendo is hoping that if they back this new technology, then their system will last longer. Is probably what it is.
Push it. But it doesn't have to be Express.
It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it has to be Express either, because I feel like a normal good.
Like I think they should do what what Steam does, right? With the like, you can get any SSD, micro SD, but it has to be minimum of like this speed.
Right. Like do something more like that.
Optimal performance. Yeah. Instead of like a specific lineup, like has to be Express.
I think that would be so much better.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, the size though, like we'll have to see like how big the game. Because like the thing is, the game also looks better. Like a lot of the games does look better too, which means they're gonna be bigger too. Remember, like the game that they showcase. What was that? Frame?
So Fran brought up as well that apparently physical games aren't even the actual games.
Yeah.
Either.
No, it's just gonna be like a USB, like a thing to
just download the actual game, which is one really stupid, like, but two also means that even buying the physical game doesn't save you any space. So you're still gonna need to have a good SD, and the fact that there's not going to be any good ones out there, I may wait to get a Switch 2 then until there are more like higher space
I
micro
might not
SDs.
get I might not get this version at all. I would just wait like for the OLED version probably. Because
I may not wait that long because I'm sure there's probably going to be some games like. I think really what it is, I'll wait till there's like a really good game that I want out, right? Because I guess we can go ahead and talk about like what games are coming out for it. Because let me go to the Nintendo page real quick and see.
See, I was thinking about getting it just for Dustblood, but like Dustblood is PvP apparently. So I'm like,
so that's the new Elden Ring, or
that's
not Elden Ring, but
Bloodborne,
it's like
Bloodborne on Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe not. Maybe it's not worth it. I'm like, if I'm playing From Soft game, I'm not like, you know, PvP is nice and all, but that's not like the main attraction for me. So yeah, probably not gonna be getting Switch 2.
Yeah, because there was that one. There was also the mech one looked very cool too. I forget what that one was called.
Where's the direct? There is no like page for it. It's just straight up like the YouTube
It's because
video.
it was actually like a video instead of like a.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a stream, but I was hoping there's like a text version for it too, like, you know, catalog or something like that. Let me just do this. I think this is a better way.
Yeah, what's this
like...
mech one called?
Daemon Ex Machina.
Yes.
Which already have
that's
the
a different like
game.
Ex Machina one that you were playing before, right?
Well, no, that's like Daemon Ex Machina. I think like the first one came on PC last like 2020.
But weren't you trying another one?
Or that's like that's a different game.
Oh,
that's
okay,
like,
it's
that's
a
like
whole different thing.
That's from a gacha company. Yeah.
Okay, that was a guy. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
It was an online. That was an online PvP robot games, which is fine. But this one is more like Armored Core.
Yeah, it looked very cool. Like I thought that one was sick. And then there's a new Donkey Kong.
Even the first game I think was decent, but it wasn't anything to probably. I think the experience would be way better on like console though, because like one of the problem for me is that like when I open it on PC, it looks like an old game. Like the graphics are definitely nothing like too.
Okay. And then there was also the new Hyrule Warriors, which looks. I find it so interesting that they're making the Hyrule Warriors game like so story based for Zelda. It's like what? Although I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom, but I'm like, why are they not telling this stories within a normal Zelda game instead of all there's like side games? Because I feel like the last Warriors game was also very story driven too. So
I'm just surprised they port like the single player. I think like the first party title is definitely like something that most people probably would expect it, except like probably Dustblood. I think. Like, you know, people expected like a Metroid game, people expected like a Mario game, but like a fucking Bloodborne in the console is it's definitely not something people expected.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very much the like standout, I think.
Yeah, and they also ported like Elden Ring. That console must
it
be
doesn't look super
powerful.
great on the Switch too, but we'll see.
But you can play it for like 6 hours. Like even Steam Deck does not run Elden Ring well. So the fact that like the fact that they can't even run the game properly, I think like shows like kind of like how like much more performant the new console is. And the fact that it lasts longer too with the battery. That's the insane part, right?
Okay.
See, the problem that I'm wondering is just whether like you can play with like other people when you're playing on the console, because like the whole thing about the Steam Deck problem is that like you cannot play games with anti-cheat on like Steam Deck because it's Linux, right?
Oh,
so I wonder if it's the same
interesting.
thing as like Nintendo. Because like Nintendo runs on like, you know, ARM chips, which means like they probably using some form of like Linux too. Like
right, and so they probably don't have any anti-cheat. So do they have?
So
any...
can you play with other people, or is this just gonna be straight up like just like a single player experience only?
Yeah,
maybe that's why they have Dustblood. They were like, okay, you cannot, you cannot play PvP on the Elden Ring, but here's a different kind of Souls game that you can play PvP on. There you go. Pay us more $70.
And you said that one's like it's a PvP oriented game, like
the Dustblood I think is like PvPvE. It's like a battle royale thing, kind of. Like if you think like something like street like Tarkov, for example, like probably something like that, something similar, like something like that.
Okay.
Or like maybe something maybe closer to like Night Rain, maybe like the upcoming Elden Ring game, like the Night Rain. Night Rain is like co-op, right? Like it's a PvE.
Right. Okay, so this is
Except
completely
like,
different from that. Okay, because I do remember them announcing that a while back.
yeah, this one is completely different because you can kill other people too in this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
yeah, there were those. Oh yeah, there is the new GameCube, right, virtual system, which I find it weird that it's only coming to the Switch too. Because I mean, the Switch should totally be able to play GameCube games as well, but but they want you to migrate over.
I have never tried those. So
I haven't tried them either. I really should, because I want to play the Banjo-Kazooie games, because I never got to play those. And then the GameCube one, honestly, I really do want to play Path of Radiance again, because I really do enjoy that game. And it's been so long.
See, what I think would be good for like the Nintendo community would be like actually going back to like their Breath of the Wilds and stuff like that, and then playing it at high frame rates.
Oh yeah, maybe they'll be able to do that with the upgraded.
Yeah, because then maybe they'll realize, oh, maybe these people that are like complaining about low frame rates actually have a point. Because every time we brought the hardware problems up, they're gonna be like, oh, the game runs fine, 30 frames is fine, like that. And I'm like, I really want to be like, hey, you should actually try like a game that runs at like good frame rates, and then come back to like fucking 30 frames.
Well, I feel like the problem is like when you, how should I put it? Going, like when you play games at like 30 or lower, right, for a long time, and then you go and try to watch somebody that's playing at like 60 or 120, it can look very weird if you're watching and not playing.
Oh yeah, so watching looks weird.
But when you actually play the game, it feels so much different, and it's very hard to describe that to somebody else, to be like,
yeah,
you have to
that's
play
why
it
I want them
first,
to try it first. Yeah, I want them to try it first, and then like I want to watch them come back to like their old Switch or like their old version, and be like, wait, this game runs like shit.
But that is great that they're adding in, because even like the new Metroid game, right? It's like you could either play it at like 4K 60 FPS, or you can go down to like 1080 or 120. It's like that's so great. Like,
I mean, the game supports DLSS. Maybe with some tinkering you can run it at 4K 120 with like the DLSS basically. So like it's not gonna be like a real 4K, but like
maybe
even,
yeah.
I think some people did some comparison, like even 4K with like if you like scale them down like the 4K picture, it's still gonna look better than like a native like 1080p. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the console is not even here yet, right? It's like a couple of months away.
Oh yeah, because it's coming out
next week.
What is it, like June something?
June 5th, I believe.
Yeah, which is crazy, because June 16th is when the new Shadowverse game's coming out, which is what I want to be playing. So
you got one more reason to not buy the current Switch 2.
At the moment, yeah. Until they announce that Shadowverse is also coming to the Switch, and then.
But you can like if Shadowverse is on Steam or something like that, just play it on
Steam. Well, it's on Steam and your phone, so it's not like I really need it on the Switch either. But
yeah, there you go. You don't need no freaking like Switch 2 anytime soon. You can just buy it later when the games is already when the games actually goes down in price and the console goes down in price. Or maybe a new version comes out that is better. Yeah,
I'll at least wait probably until the holidays, right? Because that's when all the good stuff will probably come out, is the holiday season. Because if I'm looking at my
GTA
old
6?
Switch.
Do you know that like there's a rumor that everyone refuses to say like when they're releasing their game, like the exact date, because they're afraid that like they're releasing at the same time as GTA 6.
Oh right, I could see it. Like,
yeah, so everyone say like, oh, we're gonna release it in 2025, and that's it. They didn't say the date. They didn't say they didn't put any estimates. It's because they're afraid that like they're doing it in the same area ballpark as like a GTA 6 release. And like,
I mean, you could just change it. Like, I know it'll suck, but
changing it would suck more than like just saying the year, and then like once GTA 6 announced, you can just be like, you can just play around it.
Oh yeah, the tariffs. Oof.
The tariff might have played a part in like the whole pricing thing. for the console. The game is still fucking ass. I still refuse to pay
Yes.
$80 for a fucking base game. Okay, like if this is $80 for like a deluxe edition, like or like an ultimate edition or something like that, that comes with like extra content, right? Like that's a different thing. But this is
I think
base
it really
game.
depends on how big the game is for me. Like, because if it's $80 and the game
Kart.
only lasts for like not even 10
It's a
hours,
Mario
like,
Kart game. No, Mario Kart is designed to be played.
well, Mario Kart,
Mario Kart does not have a story.
Well, yeah, but you could still play that game for hours and hours. Like,
Yeah, I know. That's the whole point. The game does not have story. The game is like, it's like, think about like Valorant. Like, how do you value Valorant? Because like it's a game that doesn't end because it doesn't have a story.
I think that's dependent on the person, right? And I'm not saying like story. It's just like, it's kind of like for me with like gacha games, right? Like I'll spend money on games if I feel like they've earned my time. but yeah, so
yeah, no, but like it's hard to argue about like
where that line is, like
about game time when a game does not have like a definite way to like
to measure it.
to measure, yeah. Like that applies to like mostly multiplayer and online games.
Yeah, because somebody like I might just play Mario Kart for a couple hours every now, like once or every couple months or something, right, with some friends. But somebody else might pay it or play it every single day, and then so yeah, it definitely is harder to judge. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what people think about
families. We should be families, so like there's only one person that has to buy the game because like you can share it between families, I think.
How does that work? Because they had this. They also in the other direct they talked about this feature that they're adding to the Switch, and I'm assuming the Switch 2 as well, where you can create virtual game cards.
Yeah, so it's like, think about it like Steam Family, where you can like borrow the games.
But then
except there's a time limit.
It doesn't.
So in Steam Family, when you borrow, like when we're one family, right?
Right.
You can borrow any game that I wanted as long as like it's not. I'm not playing it currently.
Right, and then it like kicks you off or something if I want to play it.
Yeah, but if you play it and if you play it before and then you just go offline, you can just play the game without worrying about me. But for the Switch, for the new family system on Nintendo, if you make it into like a virtual like cartridge and then you give it to another person, you cannot play the game at all.
Right, which seems very weird. Like,
yeah,
I don't get what the point of it is. But I think
then the person can like go offline too, and then the system will not keep track on like how long it's been since like you borrowed the game. Like,
right.
It just says 2 weeks basically.
It just seems very weird, and it's like they made it be like, oh, you can give it to your other like Switch console or something, but I'm like, can't I just re-download it on that Switch console? Why do I need to turn it into a game card to
well, no, the cartridge is like if you don't own the game, you can lend it to me.
But the way that they were also advertising it was like, oh, you could just switch between different consoles and stuff as well. So I think I think they did a very confusing job with the marketing, is what I'll say.
it's just a Nintendo way, right? They're always doing some things good, like we said earlier. They're always doing some things good, but like they always.
But then they always have some weird thing, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how. Like, I don't know what's going on in the company. Not gonna lie, with the way they're doing some things, like it's super.
I
weird.
feel like when it comes to Nintendo, they always have to feel like they're doing something innovative. Right, and it's like you can see that with their games too, because like Miyamoto and some of those other guys have like rejected games like if they weren't interesting enough or they weren't unique enough.
So it's like Gabe Newell, except instead of like Gabe Newell, which doesn't make anything if it's not new enough, they just keep doing weird things.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of like what Gabe is doing. Because like Steam, the reason Steam does not make like new games is because like Gabe Newell couldn't think of like anything that is like unique enough for the next like Half-Life game, for example, right? So he doesn't.
Right.
He doesn't want to do it if it's not like unique. But like Nintendo was like, let's do something new. And like there's this like 3 different ways that like may or may not be good, but let's do it anyway.
Yeah,
Which I
that's
think I can
Nintendo for you.
appreciate that I think I can appreciate that concept on the game,
Mhm.
but like on the fucking hardware. Like you're trying things out on like something that you cannot change down the line, like you know, on a game. If you try something wrong, you know, you can always do an update on the game nowadays, right? But like if you try something in like the console, for example, like with the C button, right? Like you know, now everyone gets to like chat with their friends with like one click of a button. But like, what if that person doesn't play with friends? What's the button do? Nothing.
Nothing.
The button is useless.
I also,
What?
while we're talking about controllers, I really do hope that they fix the hardware issues with the joystick
Joy-Con
drift. Yeah.
Hopefully. Hey,
Because-
while they're at it, they should add like those like Hall effect switch. You know, might as well get the good ones. The ones that doesn't drift at all.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll fix that issue. If they do, then I'll be
We'll
happy.
I mean, it's a whole new switch because the control. I think the stick is bigger now, right? So
Oh,
it's
yeah, the
supposed to
stick
be
is bigger.
a whole new unit. Yeah. So we'll have to see. Or maybe they won't. Nintendo is stubborn in some ways.
And I find it funny that they have a new Pro controller too, but the only difference I could really see is what it has the C button, and then they have 2 extra buttons too, but you have to map them to something separately because like the game itself or the console itself doesn't really use them.
That's crazy.
So
I don't even use my controller. I have like, how many controllers I have now? I have 3.
I love the Pro controller. I think the Pro controller is like probably the best like controller that I have.
The best one that I have will be the PS5 controller.
Oh, you see, I don't have a PS5 as a thing, so.
See,
I've
I
never
regret having a PS5. I barely use them. The only time I use them is like that one time when I play Final Fantasy 16, and it's on PC now. I don't even need it.
You can play Astrobot. Game of the year, right?
The old one, yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm interested in buying the new one when I don't even play with PS5 that much. Yeah, I regret it already. I wish I sold all of the consoles that I have. Because like I have a Steam Deck. I don't even use that Steam Deck that much, and I have a lot of games on Steam. Like I played most of the time on PC.
I don't know. I don't like selling my old consoles, even if I don't really play them that much, because it's like, I just like the option that they're there, right? Just in case.
See, yeah. For me, that applies to PC parts. So I still have every parts that I have on my old PC. Like my old GPU, like graphics card and stuff like that. So because like just in case this PC have some problem, right? I can always like use it to troubleshoot.
Go back.
Yeah, and like you know, as a placeholder if I'm trying to get something new. But maybe I should sell some of them because like graphics card has been going up in prices. I think my graphics card right now worth a lot of money. Maybe I should sell it.
Yeah, graphics cards are going up a lot, aren't they? Ooh.
Yeah, I saw it and was like, oh, I should sell mine. I can like get some nice budget for like. There's a new VR headset coming, and I also want to get a new phone. There's so much thing I want to get. Not enough money, not enough time.
Yeah, so that was the Switch 2. Is there anything else you want to mention or talk about before?
Nintendo, you need to listen to people more.
That's not gonna happen. That's definitely not gonna happen.
Hey, a man can hope. Also, like you just asking like what I want to say to Nintendo, right? What Nintendo, right? That's the only thing I need them to ask. You know, just Nintendo. Look at Kuro Games. They're listening to their community and people love them.
Yeah, but they're.
But they're
so does Nintendo, like, and you'll still buy it. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. They're acting exactly like. I don't. It's probably the other way around. Like Hoyo Games is acting exactly like Nintendo. It's like they're so big right now that like doesn't matter whether people like they're listening to the people or not. They're just gonna do things their own way, and people is gonna take it either way.
Yeah. Although at least they're coming out with games that people enjoy, though, is the thing.
That's the thing, right? Some of the things that like the difference with Hoyo is that like some of the things that they come up with is actually good.
Oh, I was talking about Nintendo actually comes out with games, not Hoyo. I feel like Hoyo is kind of ruining those games,
No. I'm talking about like compared to Hoyo, some of the things that Nintendo come up with is actually good. Like
right. Okay. Gotcha. Yep. Agreed. So,
but also I guess in a way they have to, because like compared to like Hoyo has zero hardware investment. If you have a phone,
right?
you
They're
can
not
play
trying
the
to
game.
sell anything.
But Nintendo is trying to sell you a whole ecosystem. Like they have to have something like good on their end.
Although we say that, and who knows, with their nuclear power plant, they might be coming up with their own like Hoyo console or
oh boy,
getting radiation in the palm of your hand.
That would be stupid, because like the whole point of a Hoyo game, like mobile games, is that you can play it on your phone. You don't need to play anything else.
I keep forgetting that Hoyo games are mobile, because I only ever play them on the PC, right? So, although I did play Star Rail for a bit on the phone, but Star Rail I've been kind of detached from.
Yeah. Hey, you said you were craving some of the turn-based game, right? Like, go back to Star Rail.
Well, turn-based like strategy. No, it was like strategy turn-based is what I was looking forward to, not like
actual strategy,
combat.
not.
Well, I mean more like Fire Emblem.
Not turn-based. Who has the biggest money?
Well, I mean more like Fire Emblem, where you're like moving on a map and a grid and stuff, and trying to, you're building up units that way.
Yeah, it's more like one of those like actual turn-based, not the gameplay, like the whole thing.
Right, not like Persona or anything like that, but yeah. So, but speaking of other gacha games, because I've been recently getting into Wizardry. Wizardry Variant Daphne. I hate the name. I really I don't get it, because I don't understand. Like, Wizardry is apparently an old school like game, like dungeon crawling game. So I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what Variant Daphne is about. But anyway, this game's very good. I have been loving it a lot. And I think there's like two reasons why I've been really liking it. One is the progression system within the game. Because
I think there's no stamina, right?
Well, so that's the second thing that I also like too, is that there is no stamina in the game as well. Like, so to kind of explain those two things, like the stamina thing I'll talk about first. Like, what they have in the game instead of stamina is like your character's like fortitude, where like whenever you go through a dungeon and let's say you fail to disarm a chest that you find in the dungeon, or you fall into a trap, or your characters die, they lose their fortitude. And like, I think once they get low enough on their fortitude, you won't be able to resurrect them in combat, and then you have to go to like the church and stuff. And then if you try to resurrect them at the church, but you don't wait for their fortitude to go back up, their bones can turn to dust. And then if you fail that, then they can eventually just die altogether.
That's crazy.
But you have to be...
That's a new concept, I feel like. I feel like that's a new concept, though. Like, that's like
it is, but it's very hard to get that. Like, it's really hard to get to that point. You have to be really stupid. Yes.
It's there.
Like, it is.
In other gacha games, you cannot lose your character at all. You can't even throw them away if you want to.
Right.
Like, in this game, you can actually lose them.
But it's nice that they have that in there, and it's like you can play for as much as you want, but if you rush in and do things too quickly, you're gonna die, and your characters are gonna lose their fortitude, and you're gonna, like you said, eventually lose them. So even though it doesn't have that gatekeeping system of stamina, it's still there, because you're not rushing through the game trying to finish it all as quickly as possible. So that's very cool. And then I also really love the progression system within the game too, like especially with how they handle gear. Because like when it comes to gear, like there's two different things that you want to look for when it comes to like the strength of the gear. The first is like, I think they call it like their enchantment like level. So like, gears will be, like how in other RPGs there'll be like white, green, blue, purple, red, for legendaries and stuff. Like this game has the same thing, but that's based on the number of like enchantments and stuff that you can get on the gear. So like, like every 5 levels they get like a new random enchantment on them. Kind of like with artifacts and stuff in Genshin. But what I like about this system is that you can actually get items by like sacrificing, random junk gear that you get to not only just change those stats to be whatever you want, but to also like enhance the stats, because like the second system that they have on them is like a star rarity, and the star rarity affects like how much like those enchanted values will be when you unlock them. So like let's say you have a 1-star piece of gear and you unlock like 1% to attack, but if you had a 5-star piece of gear you might get like 5% or something. But you can also, but if you have a 1-star piece of gear with a 1% attack, you can upgrade that percentage to be higher if you get an item that can, by disenchanting other pieces of gear. So it's like, even though they have that randomness that you're seeing in other games, it feels like there's a way forward for you to getting that piece of gear that you actually want, which I think is very cool.
I think what you're like, the last point that you said there, I think that's like I think that's what every game should like strive for, like, because like I think like a lot of the gacha games, there's no path forwards for most of them.
Right, it's just random, right? It's like, are you going to get there? And it's like, well, maybe, but are the RNG gods up to?
Because like I was like I told you recently I've been doing YouTube, right? And like one of the video I mentioned, I was saying about how like, like the reason I like Wu more than like something like a game like the games like the Hoyo games specifically, at least that was what I'm comparing, is that like there's another way to win the battle. It's not just a battle of numbers.
Right.
Because like in Hoyo, like, if you're on Wuwa, you can have echoes that sucks, right? Like doesn't like roll into like any upgrades that you need. But like since the game is like skill based, like you still like you can bash your head to win the game in a way. Like it's kind of like Elden Ring. You can somehow like with like level lower than like the actual enemy, you can bash your you can go into it and like locked in and actually win the battles. I'm sorry, what was that?
No, I was gonna say, because that's an interesting point, because this game also has like different tactics and stuff like that too, where it's like, I was kind of doing what you were saying, right? I was just like, I'm just putting all my strongest units together, right, and just kind of going through and trying to kill things, but sometimes to take too much damage, and then it was a lot of like going in for a little bit, retreating, going in and retreating, and eventually just getting through. But then I was watching some videos on it, and they were like, oh, by the way, if you defend, like if you have your characters defend and they get attacked, then that leaves the opponents vulnerable to taking more damage on the next turn. Or you can put them to sleep and they take more damage that way. Or you can do all these other stuff, and it's like, oh, there's a lot more strategy to this than just like trying to go in and try to beat your head against a wall. But
I think the point I was trying to make is that like the statement that you said like about having a way forward.
Yes.
I think that's the point. I think gacha games, like I know that like the randomness is like in order, like it's there to like extend the gameplay loop basically. But also I feel like there should be a way forward. Like if there is no if it's purely random, at least make the content like possible even without like the gear.
Right, but then it's like at that point, it's like, what's the point of the system then if you can?
Well, the gear should be there to help you win, right? It's not supposed to be your sole reason of winning. That's the thing. Right. I think that's the problem that like a lot of game has, is that like without the gear you cannot win, or like your chance of winning is like 1%, and like sure 1% is possible, but like who the hell wants to play a game 100 times just to win once when you have like other games to play?
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's like, and I do wonder why, maybe I shouldn't say wonder why, but it's like, it feels like it's more almost like lazy design, right? Almost in a certain sense, where
it is simplified in a way. I wouldn't say it's lazy. Maybe it's intentional lazy, maybe, but like I think it's less lazy and more about like it's
Well, because like one of the things that I've been, because Star Rail, right, has been kind of, I I love Star Rail, but it's like I've been falling out of love of it lately, and I'm just like I'm trying to figure out why, and it's like when I'm looking at the character designs, it just feels really lazy nowadays. They're just like, it's very obvious that the new characters are just that much stronger and everything, and it's
I think Star Rail's problem is that like a lot of the fight is just straight up gimmick fights. Is that like that's one of the reasons I have a complaint with it. Like the power creep happens because of the gimmick, right?
Well,
You
and not
can
only
beat
that,
the
but it's like,
boss if you specifically do it this way and only this way.
but it also feels like they're just ignoring some of their older mechanics, right? Like breaking, for instance. Like I was hanging out with some friends in Discord like the other day, and they were like trying to go through the fight, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you bring like the Herta on this fight or something?" I'm like, I wasn't the one playing, but I was looking at them. I'm like, yeah, but they don't have an ice weakness, right? And they're like, "Oh, break doesn't matter anymore." And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's sad, but that's
why
true. Like, unless you're playing a super break team, it doesn't matter. Like,
it's gonna be like it won't matter even more like once the Anaxes or something someone came out like that dude.
is he
He's Silver Wolf on steroid. He's
Oh, is
Silver
he?
Wolf Pro Max.
Ugh.
So like you know how Silver Wolf can like add a weakness to the enemy.
Well, so you see, here's the thing though. Everyone always says Silver Wolf was bad. I honestly thought Silver Wolf was relatively okay because you had to build a team around her, because you didn't just add any random one. It was based on what your team
It's based on the
composition
team,
was.
right? Yeah.
But I thought Buto and Firefly I thought were way worse in that they just always added on elemental resistances, right?
They always add their elements, so like it's gonna be like a.
And then you had Acheron and Fushuan, or not Fushuan, Fei Xiao.
Here's a fun fact: the new Anaxes, I think, like according to the leaks, he straight up add every element as a weakness to the enemy.
Oh, he just adds every. Oh, wow.
So like, I said, he's just like Silver Wolf Pro Max. He just does what Silver Wolf does, but more. And like I think last time, I think that's one of the point I used as like why I said like the power creep is like so much worse in like Honkai Star Rail specifically, because like you start off with Silver Wolf and people were like, oh, it's just one element and like it's super limited. It depends on like your team and stuff that, and like
it was the gateway, right? It may not have been bad, but it was the gateway that unlocked everything else is the problem.
And I think you can say the same about like the Castoris problem. Right, because it's just Castoris. It's just a one global passive.
It's just an auto revive, but yeah, it's going to be it's the gateway to all the other stuff. Where
it's just one time, and then like next, I was using an example. Next time they're gonna add like you can like recruit like Nanook, and then like when you summon him, everyone just die, and like now everyone has to pull for him.
You want to know what's so sad about this is that before Honkai Star Rail came out, there was another turn-based gacha RPG with actually a pretty good story called Exos Heroes, right? It also had a break system and everything as well. Not quite the same as Star Rail, where it's like they had like gems over their head, like say like 5 gems of a certain color, and you had to break those gems to kill them, or at least put them into a break state to do more damage. But very similar break system, but they had to end up changing that because it just didn't work out how they planned, which is kind of how Star Rail is changing their system and not caring about break anymore. And then they started requiring you to have you had to get multiple 5-star units to unlock global passives, which everyone hated, but they kept adding that in. And they always would buff up certain characters from like a nation and stuff, and and then they ended up doing some gearing changing and stuff. It's like, and eventually that game died, and it's like, man, Star Rail is copying almost the exact same stuff that Exos Heroes went through, and it's like, why do games not learn from other games on how to
that's crazy.
It's sad. Yeah, it's like, it's just like, because it's like I kind of wanted Castor's character, but it's like I don't know if I want to get her because of the global passive thing on it.
Yeah,
And then the
Like,
Fate
then,
collab, I was excited for, but now I'm scared. Now I'm scared about what that's
what
going
if
to be.
every character on the Fate collab has global passive?
Right.
Just because.
Yeah,
The
so it's
future for I think when I was like commenting about Honka Star, I was like, you
Mm.
know, the game is heading to a bad direction, but I think you know, there's still
It
time
can
to
still
change
turn
it.
around.
Yeah, they can still turn around. They're just facing the wrong way.
Yes,
They still
yes.
haven't like, you know, pedaled the metal just yet. So I feel like some people are giving it too harsh of like a critic, believe it or not.
Mm.
Because I was trying to be much more balanced when I was commenting on it, because I don't want to sound like I keep glazing like Wuthering Wave and like every other game sucks ass. And I'm like, well, the reality is like Wuthering Wave is like doing stuff better right now, but like the game is not perfect too.
I mean, heck, it's fine to praise our games. Like you'll hear me praise Infinity Nikki and now Wizardry as well. So all the time. So I think it's good. So long as you do, like as you said, point out the faults and stuff with it as well.
Yeah, I think pointing stuff that's wrong, which in Hoyo's case, a lot of them seems to be wrong these recent days.
But the thing is, like, we point them out because we care about them, right? Like I loved Star Rail when that game first came out.
Yeah,
And even for the first
problem
year,
is that like if the problem is that people always seems to like, you know, if we're like if we're rambling about like commenting about like how bad some of the stuff they did, and then we're like, oh, you're just hating on the game. Like, no, bro, I want to go back to the game and play it. Just make it good.
Yes. Yeah, because that was the thing where it's like, so, you know, as a sort of a side tangent, I'll be doing like a road trip this month, and you know, I'll even be able to see Con here for a little bit. But as part of that, I need to go out and rent a car for the trip, right? And when I was looking at all the
different... have a car. Why do you need to rent a car?
Well, one, because I don't want to. I'm going all over. I don't want to add a bunch of miles onto my car that I'm not gonna. That's gonna hurt. And then also two, I'm flying down to my parents' place to start the trip, and so I'm not gonna drive all the way down to my parents' place.
Yeah, you don't start off here.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, but anyway, it's like I was looking at all the different places, and usually I would go with Enterprise because that's the one I'm most used to. But Enterprise was charging like $7,000 almost to rent the car out for the price, because I would be picking it up and dropping it off at a different location.
$7,000?
Yeah, and I think they were
I might
charging,
as well buy a new car.
Yeah. I was like, that's way too much. But then I was looking at like Hertz, and Hertz was like only like $2,000. Yeah, I think it was like maybe 2,500 ish, but it was
like 2,000 is I mean,
but it's reasonable, right?
I could, yeah, it's reasonable, but I could argue that you can just get like a cheap car for like a friend of mine. This is a work colleague of mine. He got a car for like 1,000. Was it 1,000? I think it was 1,000. Was it 500 or 1,000? And like he used it for like 2 years, and then he just sold it for the same price.
Yeah, I mean, you can get good cars like that, but I wanted to get a nice like SUV to be able to carry all the stuff that I'm taking from my parents.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know like what 2,000 gets you, right? Like, I mean, what car did you get from 2,000? If it's like a good, like, you know, premium SUV, I can see it being worthwhile.
But
like if 7,000.
The thing was, and the main reason.
Car for that.
Sorry, but the thing was, and the main reason why I bring it up is because like when I was looking at reviews for Hertz, all of them were like complaining. They were saying all this stuff like, oh, Hertz is so bad. They arrest people that rent their cars and everything and all this other stuff. And when I was looking, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I should be concerned about this. But then, you know, I was talking with a friend and they were like, yeah, they have that stuff, but Hertz is one of the biggest car rental companies in the States and even globally as well. And those cases are so few compared to how many cars they actually rent out on a daily basis.
Okay, so it's like a number bias, right? Or
right,
it's a lot of case, but also they're doing a lot of sales too. So
right. So it's like, of course you see those things online, but for the most part, everyone is just, you know, when they're happy, they don't leave a response, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I think that's also a problem that I'm having at work, not gonna lie. He said like the only time, you know, I keep like some people are reporting me for like, I wouldn't say bad conduct. I guess like they just happen to find me like chilling around when my work is done.
Oh, okay. So you have your work done, and they're
yeah.
like, "Oh, you should be asking for new work or something, or not."
Yeah, you know, you shouldn't be on your phone, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. And like it's been hindering. I think it plays a part in hindering my promotion, which is why I'm looking for a new job too. Because like the manager that I'm having right now, ain't it, man.
Oh, it's always weird with managers too, because it's like I've had managers where it's like they come up with an opinion of you, and no matter what you do, they'll always have that view of you.
See, here's the problem. And his opinion of me, her opinion of me is good because she was there when the previous manager straight up like is thanking my family because like when we join in, work actually gets done, and like, you know, we work extra hours, and like we come in like when they call us, whenever they need us, we come in and do stuff. So she was extra thankful, but like she retired last year.
Now you have a new one, right?
And you have a new replacement, and like she knows about it, but like she doesn't know the whole thing, right? So technically because like here's the thing, like she doesn't mind if I come in and work like extra hours. She knows that like when I come in to like do like overtime, like work does get done. But apparently like, you know, so she trusted me enough to like do extra hours, but she doesn't trust me enough to like give me a promotion.
You want to know, there's a movie that I want to watch with you at some point called Office Spaces, which is it's got, I think it's like a 30-year-old movie, but it talks about all this stuff about like, you know, the office like work environment, managers, and all this other stuff. And man, the clip, like I've only seen like clips and stuff of it, but as I'm watching the clips, I'm like, oh my God, even though this movie is like 30 years old, all this stuff is still stuff that I deal with on a daily basis. I'm sure it's probably stuff that you deal with as well. And it's like, how has none of this stuff changed despite the fact that everyone knows it exists? They know it exists to the fact that it made a movie about it. It's like, it's crazy.
It's I don't know. People are weird.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
know,
So that was
I think
bit of a side tangent there, but
more tangent. I mean, we're here to ramble, right? You know, tangents are like bound to be coming here and there.
But anyway, I'll bring us back to wizardry, which is what I was talking about before. But but I've been enjoying it. So those were like the two main reasons, were the progression and the progression and the fact that there's no stamina. But the story is also pretty interesting too. And it's very weird because I don't want to talk about it because they tell the story in an interesting way, but there's some cool stuff in it. But one thing that I'll say that is like really kind of cool is how they handle mechanics and stuff, or like teach you. Because like there's a mechanic that I just like unlocked today, and they were like, man, if only I had the certain power to like, if only I had this power to solve this solution or something, right? And then like the game like kind of glitches out and an option shows up on like a menu for like a second and then disappears. And then it's like your character goes and talks to the character like, man, if only I had this power. And it kind of keeps repeating and that option keeps showing up. I'm like, okay, how do I actually unlock this thing? And then eventually I'm just like, wait, maybe I need to click on it while the screen's like glitching out and stuff. And then it's like I do that and then the power unlocked, and it's like, I was like, oh, that's really cool. So it's like they do really interesting stuff with that to kind of play with your expectations a little bit. And it's like,
oh, that's interesting. That's definitely new, because like I feel like a lot of the gacha games like is super casualized, that like when they do instruction and tutorials like that, it's a step-by-step guide from like first.
So I'll be real, they still have that, which is annoying as hell, but they do interesting stuff like that too. So
see, I like that. At least they know the audience is still gonna be mostly casual players, but they also want to do something for like the people that actually play games. You know,
right.
People that are like not casuals. I wish more gacha games does that. Because sometimes I don't want to be. You know, sometimes I want you to give me breadcrumbs and not like a freaking poster
right.
that says where to go.
It was funny too. There was one part where it's like I got to the game credits at one point, and then the game was like, no, wait, hold up a second. There's some more game here, and then it kind of just backed up. So it's like it does some really cool stuff. So I would say give it a try. It's not something, and take your time with it too, because it's gonna take a while, and not everything makes sense right away. But you learn. It's kind of like that Odin, like when you're playing Elden Ring, right? You beat your head against the stuff, and then eventually you pick up on things and you get better. And
yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like when I play this game, I can't have like anything going on in the background, because like one of the big things when it comes to dungeon exploring is like you don't actually see the monsters right away on the mini. Like you don't either see them on the mini map or out in the open. You have to have like a certain detect skill and stuff that kind of like tells you, like has them like show up, but you can hear the monsters coming up. Like there would be like a heartbeat, like if they're close by and stuff. And so it's like I have to like pay attention to sound, and then like make sure I'm in a good spot to where I could get a clear view of them, and then like move in. So it's like I can't have anything going on.
It's turn-based, all right?
It is.
Game?
Yeah, okay. The combat is turn-based when you're going in there, and it's when you're dungeon crawling, you're moving square by square throughout the dungeon.
That reminds me a lot of like the Doom game I played on my phone back then.
Maybe, yeah. Because it's like, and it's really cool. Like as you're going from square to square, you're also like unlocking the map too. So like,
it's like a 2.5D, right? Like like how like the PNG that like keeps like following your perspective and stuff. Probably, I'm assuming something like that.
It's a first person. You're doing it in like first person. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no. It's first person, but like the enemies look usually like I think the 2.5D is like the enemy is like a PNG, but like if you go to the right, like the PNG kind of like face towards you, so like it will like angle themselves.
Oh no, so this is when you get into combat, the models are all 3D, and out in the open world, it's just like a shadowy figure of the model.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you can't, and it's like, and there'll be like different sizes and stuff. So it's like say if you're facing off against like a goblin, it'll be like a smaller model. But then if it's like a giant hobgoblin,
it's closer to like something like Persona. Then when you fight, you enter like a special like
yes, yeah,
like
actually,
a special space.
Persona is probably a good one where it's like you see the shadows, right? And then you hit the shadow, and then it like takes you to a special. Yeah, that's actually a very good explanation.
I see. Because I was expecting more to be like in a way like real time. So like the enemy is like there's 4 goblins there, and then like if you attack one of them, they're gonna start moving like block by block to you, and then like attack you and stuff like that.
I could see, and I'm sure there probably are games like that, but no, this one's all like turn based.
That was what I was imagining.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because like that can be also turn-based, right? Well, except like the turn-based happens like in the same world instead of like whenever you hit
kind
an
of
enemy.
Like there was that rhythm game, right? Neko Crypt or something, or I'll have to see if I can find it, or Crypt of the Necromancer or something like that. But I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that could be cool too. But then also the boss. Also, I'll say this: the boss design like is very gruesome. It's like
that's
real.
Great.
Yeah, it's really like a horror game almost with how the monsters are designed. Because they're all like contorted, like humans, deformed and like messed up, and it looks. They honestly look really cool.
Yeah. Making me want more and more play when I'm trying to like reduce my gacha games.
Well, I'll say that there aren't any. I know one thing that somebody was saying is like, well, there aren't any like a lot of Gunnar characters in the game. So
there are some sexy ones, right?
There are some good ones, but they're not. I do find it funny that the graphics remind me of very like kind of old school like PS2 kind of graphics, and it's funny because like they have some physics in there for some of the female characters, and it's like, yep. This is an old school.
I like tasteful like nudity and stuff like that too.
Oh, they don't have that.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the physics. Like that's like a nice detail. Like the game does not have to do that, especially this kind of games, right? But they did it anyway. I appreciate those stuff.
Right.
Oh man, but it's a gacha game. I don't know if I want yet another game that I have to come back to every day. I'm trying to reduce mine actually. If
you do play it though, one thing that I would recommend is that they give you 2 legendary units at the start, but one is random and the other one you get to pick. So I would say do your random one first before you go and
then
pick your
yeah.
Just in case. I got lucky and I picked before I did my random one, and luckily I didn't get the same character, but it could happen.
That's true.
And it's interesting how they handle dupes and stuff in this game, because you're going to be getting a lot of them, and there's two ways in which you can kind of use the dupes. Like, one is that you can, do what you kind of do with most other gacha game, right? Whereas like you merge them together and they kind of get their stats increased and everything. But the other thing that you can do is each character has their like a unique skill that they can, or it's not so much a unique skill, but it's a skill that they can teach to other people. And every character can kind of inherit like almost any skill. So
you
it's
use the extra copies to like other characters?
Yeah, so you can either give them other characters a unique skill, or you can use them to enhance the level of the skill that they have.
Oh.
So
that's like Girls Frontline 2, but with a twist.
Because
in Girls Frontline 2, if you have the extra copies, like the extra copies increases like the skill level, and it adds like new effects and stuff like that, and like improve the current skill that they have basically. So that's like similar in one end, but like on the other hand, you can also use it to teach other characters too, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like I need to play around with the system a little bit more, because it's like passives always seem to be like a good thing to kind of just level up. But I know some people are saying is like, be careful if you're leveling up active skills, because while it does increase the damage, it also increases the cost. So you may not be able to use them as often. So
yeah, there's like a passive is always good. I'm a man of passive skills.
And there was an interesting one so like I got a legendary unit where it's like at the end of each battle, she like heals all of your units for like, it's like 12 like health. And then if you level it up, it could go up to 80. But that's only if you level it up on her. If you can also teach it to another unit, but the healing is reduced if you do it that way, which I thought was interesting. But I know a lot of people are saying it's like, oh, you could teach it to the MC, because the MC has to be used on every single team, and then it doesn't matter.
You get a permanent healer.
Then you don't have to have that character with you all the time, because she's a unit that's very much good aligned, like because they have like the good, neutral, and evil kind of characters.
Yeah, I think I saw when you were starting the Daphne stream last time.
Don't do what I did. You want a neutral MC if you can. And I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can change my alignment. It's very
problem right now.
Well, because the problem is like I have a character that increases evil units, but it increases evil / neutral units in like damage. But I'm a good unit, so I'm actually have a team that's split between one row is good units and the other row is evil units. So that way they are both like getting
always
buffs.
Neutral. I'm always neutral. I never like actually pick like a good side. Usually, whenever possible.
I usually end up on the good side.
If I have to choose between the two, I usually pick the good sides. But like if I have 3 options, I will usually go to the middle.
But yeah, it's like you can redo that starting stuff too. So I just didn't, because I'm like, oh, I'll go with it. I didn't think it mattered, and then it probably really doesn't matter, because from what I've heard, like as you're going through the dungeon, there'll be some events that'll be like, oh, there's like an enemy out here, but he's trying to be nice. Do you be nice back, or do you punch him in the face, or like that kind of stuff? And it's like potentially doing stuff like that can change your alignment, but it's unclear. It's just speculation from people, because there are people that are like, I started off with a neutral character, but now they're good. Why did that happen? Or now they're evil, and it's like I wanted a neutral or good character. So it seems like it's possible to change it, but
like them actually changing.
Yeah, that's what people have said, but there's no like hard proof or like any guides on to be like, this is what you need to do to change that.
You would think if people's alignment actually changes, that would be actually like solid proof that like, hey. Well, if I keep picking the negative option, it does in fact affect the.
Well, the thing is, like, people don't really know why, because I mean, the game's only been out for like a couple of months. I think like maybe 5 months.
Wait,
but
5 months. Wait, really?
Hmm.
I've had. Wait, let me see. I have the game installed on the phone technically. I just don't know how long it's been since I downloaded the game. Where's Daphne? How they?
Yeah, because I think it's like been 5 months. Is so like there's still, and it's not super big, so there's still not a lot of info on it. But
That's okay. Yeah, 4 months ago is when I installed it. That's crazy. So the game just got released. Wait, that's kind of insane. I expected the game to be like older than that.
so you can still get in while it's relatively new.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want more games.
Yeah, you do have a lot of games, so I understand not wanting to.
That I have to come back to daily. That's the problem with the gacha game. They said you have to come back daily, especially if you don't. If I'm rich, I wouldn't care about the daily stuff. I'll just just swipe for everyone.
And you can just play whenever, right? It doesn't.
Yeah, just play whenever. Come back every.
You don't have to go to work or anything.
You can swipe. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like outside of Witcher, I think the only other gacha game I've been playing is Nikki or Infinity Nikki.
Obviously, I kind of hate the new outfit.
Oh, for Infinity Nikki or
the carnival one? Yeah, the carnival one that is like on the banner right now. I was like, wait,
which one? The
red dress, like the
you don't like the red one?
Like it's the carnival.
I kind of like that one, but
I think like the previous event they had like the tomboy outfit. Like I like that. I don't know if that's part of the banner or if that's like event only. I forgot like which one is in the banner actually. Last one.
So I think the tomboy one that you were talking about was actually one that you could get for free. Like it was like the cool outfit. Yeah.
I didn't get it either. But like at 1.3, I think I like 1.3 because 1.3 is the queen outfit. I think, right? Like the blue dress, like the dark blue dress. Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, Nikki has some good outfits, and tomorrow I'll be facing off against Hota in a fashion showdown where we've come up with some themes, and we have some judges lined up. That. We'll see.
Let's see who's the better woman out of the two. Who can dress up better?
Who came up with the better design? Yeah. So, I'm confident about my stuff. We'll see. But I wish something like that was just in the game itself, because like Roblox has it with I'm forgetting what the name of it's called. Dress to Impress. Right? It's like a game within Roblox that you create outfits and you go off against other people based off of themes.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Some of the people.
It's like they should just add that into Infinity Nikki. I keep putting it into my survey every single patch, but maybe one day they'll listen.
Like they like playing, they like games that makes you log in every day.
Although apparently there's supposed to be a housing being added into Infinity Nikki too. So
really, that's crazy. Wait, housing. What games were I thinking? Oh, I was thinking about really Monster Hunter, like to add the housing back.
Oh yeah, the room and everything, right? Because
I want the room back. I miss having my endemic life on the room, like having those like floppy ear bunnies.
You see, I never really messed around with my room. I unlocked the most expensive one, and then that was it.
See, I unlocked. Oh man, my phone is running out of battery. But I unlocked the expensive one, and then no, because like you got the Celiana one, the Iceborne one.
Mm-hmm. That one's very nice.
And then
yeah,
because like you get the open bath and everything. Like you get to see like those koala thing, like just like swimming like in the open bath, and then. You can also in the room. You can also put your pets in there, right? Like I put like the running cactus in there, and like the cactus would run around the house, like the room.
Oh, you got the cat. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, which I know Monster Hunter just got their update. Was it yesterday or today or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was like. Maybe yesterday for
it was sometime this week. Yeah.
It was definitely like very recently. I think like it was like yesterday or like last night or something.
Yeah,
you haven't tried it at all, I'm assuming.
Not yet. But I want to go in and do the that final boss again, because that armor looks so cool. I don't even care about the skills on it. The armor just looks so badass. Like, I want that.
Yeah, I definitely want to craft it just so I can get the layered armor. But oh man, I'm also doing the cosplay thing because I've been using the same layered armor since I started playing until now.
Wait, which layered armor is that?
I'm using like the hub outfit.
Oh, just the hub.
Yeah, because
Okay,
like here, I don't know if you'll recognize the character. Let's see.
Oh yeah, did you see that you could also change your handler's outfit as well? So
I already mod my handler, so I don't need them. I modded my handler and like I modded Gemma too. Because like I hate how Gemma especially. I think the reason I looked into the mods is because of Gemma. I'm not gonna lie, because
Gemma, you don't like Gemma?
Like
what?
I don't like the outfit. I don't like how she keeps using the jacket like in front of the freaking furnace. So I found a mod that that allows you to like customize her outfit, and then I took the jacket off. Just the jacket. Like the mod is the mod is definitely.
You don't want the jacket
cultured,
to get burned or anything, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. No. I also want to enjoy looking at her muscles. You'd be surprised. Like she's super. Like her actual like body like is actually like muscle. Like kind of like if you
no.
hunter.
Because I think it's the lore wise, they're all like kind of built like that. Which makes sense with how much like
most
the
of
gear and
them,
stuff
right? Because like someone like Alma, for example, she's definitely more on the skinnier side.
Yeah. But again, I mean, she's a desk worker, so
basically a glorified desk worker.
Although to be fair, like I think our hunters are technically like, so she might also be like a full human. I think our hunters are technically half human, half wyvern. Which is why we're able to,
like
or Wyverian, yeah. Sorry, Wyverian. So, at least I think that's how it used to be. Always in the past.
There isn't any like indication for like the recent game, right? Like they just tell they just heard of like stories about our character, but we never really got told about what the stories are about.
I really hope they go into, because the whole thing is like, they really hint in this game about our character having like a history, right? And the reason why we're on this is a big mystery and everything. So I hope they go into that with like the DLC.
The reason we're on the mission is because Alma invites us.
Right, but how did she hear about us, and what really is our?
Yeah, what did she hear about us, and like what was like our crowning achievement and stuff like that? Because like I think World is much more believable. Is because like World, you start off as no one.
Yeah, you start off as
and then you became like the star, like the star of the Fifth Fleet or something like that. I forgot about that.
Right.
Title that they get. But like they became a legend as you play the game. But like when you started off in WoW, you're already a legend, and that's why like your character is much more like knowledgeable and everything like that.
They're very cool, but I do hope they go into the background a little bit more. For sure.
I'll send you a picture of my hunter. Who do you think it looks like?
Oh, is that Virgil?
You're close. It's Nero. It's his son.
Okay.
Nero is like much more like Virgil looks more like a noble, like the outfit, like he wouldn't be using like jackets like that. He would be more like like if you see him like in the game, like he would be like in the noble outfit, like with the
Gotcha.
Probably like something like the guild outfit, probably like in the game would fit him more.
Okay.
Virgil is much more like sassy and like you know since he's younger, more hippie and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why I've been keeping like the layered armor like the same, like it's like I was trying to maintain the cosplay, but like yeah, but like the armor is like the new armor is getting like looking better and better, and I'm like, man, do I really wanna keep doing this? Should I just, it's time to move on maybe?
Yeah, but then you gotta change your character's appearance, right? If
right,
make them look like
Virgil,
be
like a pretty girl. Yeah, now I gotta look like a pretty girl with like, I don't know. I've been working on so many faces in the past like month or so, in like multiple games. Like I updated, like I made a couple of faces on Monster Hunter Wilds, couple of faces on like Dragon's Dogma, couple of faces on Inzoi, and then like what other games? Like any games that like allows you to customize your character, I'm pretty sure I made several faces on them.
Which, man,
Spent
you
so
have a
much
lot
time.
more patience than I do for the character
Well, I
creator.
love
It's
that
like,
kind of that part of like the thing, like the game, right?
Hmm.
Especially if the character creation, like UI and everything like that is intuitive. Because like I could probably do the same thing in Skyrim, but like Skyrim's character,
I
creation
hated
is,
Skyrim's character creator.
yeah, it's complicated.
I just always kind of like I try to get it to not look ugly, and that is my goal. So long as I can create something that looks decent, then I'm good.
I just downloaded the preset, so I was like, hey, she looks pretty as fuck already. That's it.
But yeah, it's like,
yeah.
I'm very interested to see what World does, because I feel like they did. I'm always like, I think Monster Hunter does a very good job with their like extra content, and then their expansions are always very good, which there's definitely going to be an expansion.
General. Oh yeah, we can see it happening already. Probably like in a couple of years.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, it
Maybe
would definitely be a couple of years, because we still have
right
probably another year of just like extra content, and then
maybe we'll have to see, right?
They usually always do like a year of content at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, they released it yesterday. It's like, well, actually, what time zone it was? It says like 3 a.m. at like Friday, but like I don't know what time what time zone that is.
Ah, I gotcha.
So it's probably earlier for other people. It's like late for us. So yeah, technically it's like yesterday then. But yeah, they got a lot of new things, new content. I'm looking forward to like doing some of the missions again. Like come back to the game for like a couple hours, because like I already like reached like high enough level that I don't have to constantly come back to the game.
Right. I still need to probably do some grinding and some. I don't have like any armor skills or anything that I should probably. Well, because it's weird. You have the armor and weapon skills now as well, so there's still some gear sets I need to farm up, but I don't know if I'll do it all right now, or just wait until some more content comes out and then do it all at once. I'll have to wait and see. Guess there's a lot of other stuff to play.
Oh man, like keep reading chat. I keep forgetting what we were supposed to be. I was supposed to be like, I wanted to talk with you about like the merging the chat, so like we'll have an easier time. We should do that starting next time, I think.
Oh yeah, we could still probably do that now, right? With the stream together stuff. Let me see.
It's so late into the stream though.
All right, well we'll do it for next time then. But yes.
we can do it next time, but like yeah, I'll have to remember, because like last time a friend of mine showed me how to do it, and like oh, like this is so much like. It's less complicated than I expected it to be. You just have to keep the thing on all the time. You cannot turn it off after you set it up.
Right.
That's the thought. I think that's the one that last time, like when we were doing it, we closed. Like I closed. At least me, I closed the tab after I set it up, and I was like, wait, why is it not working? And like, apparently you're not supposed to do that. Apparently you're supposed to keep it up. So I was like, okay. Now I know how it works. And like if we do that next time, I think like it helps with like, especially like when reacting to chat and stuff like that. So we'll have an easier time. But like R was asking thoughts on the Switch tariff. The Switch.
You see, I've heard that the tariffs are going on. I do not know actually what all the tariffs are.
I'm pretty sure the tariff is not. The tariff has yet to apply to semiconductor stuff, which I think Switch is included as semiconductor stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the Switch is like a side effect, not the main thing that the tariffs are on. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think they just increased the cost in preparation, because like it's getting affected. Really, because like what would Switch be categorized as? Because like from what I've heard, the tariff does not apply for anything like computer related yet. They're still trying to like they're gonna like put it on a different category compared to like the tariff that they've been like applying to like other like to the countries so far.
To be honest though, I don't know if it'll even last because we already tried to tariff Mexico and Canada, and then we backpedaled on that. So yeah, who knows? It's weird.
I don't even understand how like the tariff is gonna like do anything anyway.
It's not, but they think it will. It's
not, but it is
world.
something new, I guess, compared to like not doing anything.
Yeah,
it's worth a try. I'd say like what the only good thing about it is that like it's worth a try. At least like you know the government.
I don't even think it's worth trying. I think you're gonna burn bridges even trying it. But
I think it's not the best thing to try, but at least they're. What I'm saying is that they're trying something new. Not that this is a good thing to try. It's that like they're doing something different, right? Like you know
I just don't see what it helps out with is the thing. But yeah. We'll see.
It would tariff China like 58%. From what I've known, China is 34, right? And like Taiwan is 32, but that doesn't apply to semiconductor, which includes like CPU, like you know CPU, graphics card, anything like PC part related.
Yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but
R said Mexico and Canada countered but backed out, not us, not US.
No,
So,
I just heard that
Canada and
Canada
Mexico.
and Mexico weren't in the list this time around. So
Yeah, I mean I don't even follow politics, like especially like that part all that much.
yeah, same here.
The only politics that I saw is like the politics that I saw in video games, which the Twitter bullshits. I mean, you know, makes a good conversation material. Maybe we shouldn't get rid of those crazy peoples, because like then I actually have stuff to like react and talk about on stream. You know what? That's a good thing. If everyone is as cold-headed and like calm as we are right now, then we wouldn't be, you know, there will be no good reaction materials.
I mean, the world does take all types of people. You know, whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, it does take all kinds. And
oh yeah, I'm glad they are. Maybe I have like more YouTube material. I just don't want to. I didn't want to edit video. I suck at it. I suck at it, and like I have to do it after I like.
After
I usually do it
after
after I stream, because I don't want, like if I do it like the next day, I would usually, you know, it might not even happen because I would forget about it. So I'm trying to do it after stream, and sometimes
and
after
you're
stream you just want
to pretty late, so
yeah, sometimes you just want to chill.
No, definitely. I wouldn't be doing something like that right after stream. I would definitely wait, but you're going for it. You're putting in the hours. So you'll get there.
I know. Maybe like I said it. I think on one of my stream I said like maybe one day I'll get my videos like reacted by like a big YouTuber, and then I'll make it. I'll make it somewhere, anywhere.
Hey, you just have to have a crazy enough opinion, right? Or a good enough opinion. So you say the right thing that people.
Well, I think for big YouTubers, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you have the right opinion or not, like the opinion they agree or not. They just needed materials for reaction. I just hope one day I'm lucky enough to be on that list.
Yeah, I think that's why some people don't like reaction content, though, right? Is because.
Well, yeah. I mean, personally, I think like reactions, like it depends what kind of reaction, right? Because like I think I used to watch a YouTuber that's like it's somewhat fun. I think like I watch him because of like his like Skyrim mods video, and then like eventually like things happen because like he started like when he reviews some of the mods, you know, Skyrim mods can get like raunchy. And he would get problem often for it. That he ended up like pivoting. I think like he and his girlfriend now like basically like does like reaction content, and I feel like his reaction is not as like does not provide enough like how do I say it? English is hard. I forgot like what the words I was gonna use. I don't think it's
Not
enough
as.
like reaction
Oh, okay,
just in
gotcha.
general. Like
That's
for
always a
example, he
hard
would be like,
balance,
"Oh,
right?
that's funny" and stuff like that. I'm like, because like something like for example, like nowadays I'm watching like people that I would watch. I think like here and there would be like someone like for like Wudong Wei, probably like someone like Saint Hontas, which is like he does explain things like so his reaction is more than just like reacting. He actually like explains stuff too. If it's like related to like gameplay, for example, or like someone like maybe like for example like Asmon Gold, like when he like watch stuff, you can agree or not with his point of view, but at least like when he watched something, he explains like what he didn't understand, and then like what his perspective on things.
Yep.
I think like that's like a good kind of reaction, right? Is that like not only do you like do you watch their content, they add to the content, and then they also endorse the content that they're watching, because like some of the people that like they watch ended up having more views too in general.
Which is why I always think it's good when the reaction person like links the video or something in the reaction, or like sends it out to their chat or something to go and support it as well. Like that's always very good to see.
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to. I personally, I wouldn't want that to be my main content, but
the reaction stuff for.
Yeah, because like I still want to play games.
Yeah. You can still do both, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to balance both, but like I don't think most people in the internet would like come in just to watch. Oh, just watch me finish TOA or something like that on Wuthering Waves, for example, or like finishing MOC on like Honkai Star Rail. Like if they want to watch that, you're probably gonna go to some like other like creator, right?
Oh, you never know, but yeah, it's like I think the good thing is that you're coming out with the videos first, which is the main thing, because people, what is it? They say like streaming in and of itself isn't a good way of advertising, because
oh yeah, it certainly isn't.
Once you stop streaming, if you're not live, you're dead, I think is what they say for streaming, right?
Yeah.
So if you only get people when you're live, but if you create videos like what you're doing now, then eventually one of them will hit the algorithm. You'll get people coming in
one day,
and then they'll watch your stream, and then
I hope I last long enough for the algorithm to catch up.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, man.
Because we'll have to see. Hopefully I get the new job, because like the new job is going to be a desk job, I think.
Ooh,
then I'll have to see whether like it fits for me or not, because I already don't disagree with like the manager right now. Might as well try something new, right? I mean, the pay is not going to be all that different, but the work hour is, and the type of work is going to be different. Hopefully the work is like less tiring, or like something that I would enjoy more. That way, like when I come home from work, I wouldn't be as tired, and then
you can actually do the stuff you want to do.
Yeah,
because that's the big thing, is like finding the energy to
finding the time and the energy. Because like sometimes you have the energy, right, but then you're still at work, and then when you got home, the energy is not there anymore, and then like oh well, that sucks. I wanted to make this video like 2 hours ago, but now I don't feel like it.
Now I'm just exhausted and want to get some sleep.
Yeah. Or now I want it, but like then I remember about this chore that I've been putting aside that I have to do. Oh man. Really be like that.
Yeah, but eventually you'll find the balance. I still need to work on the balance too, so not quite there, but
really, it's like I feel like you had a great balance overall in your life. I feel like.
Well, what I mean is that I only stream, right? I don't come up with extra content outside of that, so that's what I mean. Like,
see, that's why we should do this talk show more often. This is like a content provider right here that we can both use.
True. Get some good clips and stuff out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so long as the viewers are happy
and like
as well.
putting as a VOD. That's true. The viewer is happy and we're happy. Except when it comes to gacha games, sometimes the viewer is not happy when we get lucky. Be like, oh my god, how did you get it in like 10 polls?
Oh man, when I see people that are on like Twitter and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I got this in a couple of polls," or which it always annoys me. I don't know about you, but I always get annoyed whenever I see someone do a single poll because I'm like, just do a 10 poll. Why are you doing
I
singles?
have a surprise for you. I was pulling for Trigger yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I got her at like 20.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
I got 20 polls, right? And I was like, I like before I even started, I was like, there's no way I'm getting it already. Like the pity is like 90. So like I have like 0 pity. And I'm like, there's no way I'm getting this already. So I'm gonna just like randomly pull like the 20 poll anyway. And then I got her in like the second one. I'm like, wait, what? And it's Trigger too. I was like, when I got it, I was like, is this gonna be like another Lycon? And I'm like, but no, it's actually Trigger.
Because I got the who was the last one? The girl, the blonde girl. I'm forgetting her name.
Fuck you, R. R said they got Trigger in 2 polls.
No, who was the girl on the last banner? With the blonde girl.
Evelyn.
Yes. I mean,
I got Evelyn too.
I got Evelyn in like I think like 20 or 30 polls as well. So
that's crazy.
It happens every now and then. So
that's crazy. I wish it happens like I wish it happens more consistently.
All the time. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be all the time. It wouldn't be fair, right? Like when I was talking about like gacha games, how like my experience with it has been like a lot of miss. It's because like it doesn't have like the luck does not happen often enough. And it's sad.
Wizardry has a 5% on their game.
I mean, Nikkei got like 4%, and I'm still losing.
Oh, you are.
I'm still not getting the 5-star that I'm trying to get. You know, so I don't know. Do they have pity on like the wizardry, like the Wiz Daphne?
So what they have is there's no there's no pity on the pull itself, but every pull you do gets you a currency, and add 100 currency.
So it's like Nikkei. It's like Nikkei then.
Yeah, so at 100 you can just buy the character.
But Nikkei is like you have to be at 200, I think.
Yeah, so it's 100, but the currency is not as like you get it, but you're not going to be getting enough to get that 100 per banner. If you get what I'm saying, like you're probably going to have to skip a banner or two.
Damn.
At least from what I've seen, it's hard because I'm still technically in the tutorial dungeon.
Just swipe.
You could
be rich, bro. Be rich, bro.
Although I'll say the gacha shop itself is it's very bad compared to other. I think like Infinity Mickey's the only one that has a good shop. In even
like in terms
that
of UI or in terms of like value.
Value. And UI as well is very.
I mean, Wuthering Wave is not that bad. Like if you think about it, Wuthering Wave always have like a bundle. Like every time there's a new banner.
That's true. I have not. I know they always have the exclamation mark, and I always skip to see what the actual bundle is.
Yeah, usually that's like an extra value for 30 polls or something like that, I think.
Okay.
And you get probably more than that because like the polls alone are like you get polls and the astrites, right? And that way you don't have like because like if you think about it, like if you're playing on like something like Zenless or like Engine, right? And you don't have the bundle, that means like if you don't have a new character and you want to swipe, then you have to like go with like the usual currency and like the bonus, and the bonus only comes like one time, right? But like with the something like Wuthering Wave, like if you do it like a Wuthering Wave or like Snowbreak, for example, or like PGR, where they have bundles for every time like they do a new banner. Over time you would save up more money.
Yeah.
I feel like in general. And also my phone is running out. I cannot keep using this Inzoid. Man, my battery is like draining. I mean, the phone is old, right? This is like iPhone 11, so.
Well, is there anything else that we want to kind of cover, or maybe because I know I kind of wanted to maybe go to bed early just in case, because I know we were talking about it earlier, but the changes in seasons always gets to me, and I think I'm sounding better now, but my throat was definitely messed up before.
No, see, what you should do is like play games and like stick around longer. That way the PC gets warm, and then like you feel warm.
Well, but I like it being cold too. It's just it's the up and down, and I think definitely as you get older, Con, you'll probably notice as well that it's just
Just
the change
have
of
the PC
seasons.
runs 24/7, and then like it'll always be warm. See, big brain. HSR is popping off with the new sales. Really? They have a new sales? HSR? Really? I'm gonna open the game right now, actually.
I saw something with SSR. I didn't pay attention to the live stream too much, but I saw that there was like
Me neither.
they're giving out like, is it a free Luocha and
The
something
limited
else?
5-star? Yeah.
Yeah, how does that system work? Do you know? Because I think
you,
they're
I think you
adding
get just
in-
a selector or something.
It's not just a selector. They're adding them to like a shop or something, I thought.
Oh, there's a standard banner too. I think the Fushuan, I think Blade, and I don't know who else. I think, right? I've heard about it. I didn't really watch it.
Yeah, I need. That's the one part of the live stream I need to just go back and watch. But
So, according to R, after the new banner, you get a token to exchange, and you use it as essentially to get
And they're
the new
gonna add-
5-star.
and I heard they're gonna add more characters to that shop, which is
Great. And like
Mm.
that's what you've been asking for, right? Like all the
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
limited characters to enter the rooster.
It's just
Or you
this-
can do it like what Woodring Wave does, right? Like they give you an item that's like a selector, and then you can select whatever you want. Because like I think that's the leak for the anniversary for the Woodring Wave. They're gonna give you a
when is the
selector, and you
anniversary
can next update 2.3.
Ooh,
That's why they
okay,
ended
okay.
That's why
That's why it's ending. Like this patch is shorter or
the
something,
second,
right?
yeah, this patch is shorter, so they can celebrate the anniversary, and then you get the selector. I think like from the leaks,
And is
it's gonna be like you can get like some of the limited character. I think like Jian, Xiang Liao, and like the first 3 character. I think Yin Lin.
They should
Or,
honestly
like-
just do every new unit that came out.
So
Within the past year.
it's like 3 characters or their weapon, so you can get the weapon too, and like String Master,
Ooh.
man. If you
Okay,
don't have the Yin Lin weapon, you need that Yin Lin weapon is fucking
No,
OP.
no, I didn't want Yinlin. I wanted Qing, the red-haired one.
Xiang Liao.
Yeah, I wanted
wait,
her
no.
weapon.
No, Yin Lin is the red hair one.
She's the
Yin Lin is
electric
the
one, right?
electro lady, the doll. Yeah, the doll.
Yeah, I already have her stuff. I want the other one, the Phoenix.
Oh, her banner just passed. You didn't pull for her weapon.
I was thinking about it, but I
She
wasn't.
was
I
last
didn't play it.
patch.
For the last patch cut, I didn't play until like the last day, and I was rushing to do the fishing event to try to get everything. I'm like,
Oh my god. You're lucky enough. My friend was like, "Oh, the fishing event is permanent," and I'm like, "But not the echo
Not the
skins
rewards.
and the
I
weapons
didn't
are
get-
not."
I didn't get everything, but I got the weapon and its uncaps and all the currency in it. So it's like I
Oh.
didn't get like the transmog or some of that other stuff. But
You didn't get the echo?
no, I did get the echo. I
Like,
did get the echo. I did.
Oh,
I got.
okay.
Yeah, I wanted the echo skin. I don't have the echo. It's a skin, but I don't have the actual echo yet. So
The echo is so good. It literally is like it feels like an Elden Ring like Easter egg basically, because like she looks exactly like Marika, like the
yeah, it's like-
goddess.
so I did get all the at least the stuff that I valued with it. So
Oh, I got everything. It's like I love the fishing is good. It's a bit bloated, especially toward the end. It's good. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
solid like 8.
it was. If I wasn't trying to rush through it, I think I would have enjoyed it better. But since I was trying to rush through it before, like literally before it was ending, because I think it like when I stopped my stream, it had like 4 hours or something left on the banner or the event, which made no sense because the patch was still going on for a couple more days. I'm like, why are you ending this event before the next patch?
Yeah, I don't get that either. I don't know why they couldn't just like end it when the maintenance happened.
Right.
Or says the HSR sales are on Castor's banner. What kind of sales is it? Is it like a bundle for like currencies, or like are we talking about like the discount resets like that usually happens yearly, right?
Oh yeah, because they do that where they like give you they reset your bonuses and stuff.
Every year the bonus get reset and stuff like that. Because like that's not the kind of like sales that we are
Oh, that's a
talking
good
about.
point.
We're talking about like
Star
actual like
Rail's-
bundles.
Star Wars Anniversary should be coming up soon, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the Castorized banner, right? Probably that's why they're doing
That's
that.
probably
Maybe.
yeah.
but like that, if that happens, that's not the sales that we're talking about. We're talking about like when Withering Wave like that's like a new banner.
Or like Infinity Nikki does it too, right? Where it's like every new patch, there's like you can
There's
get
a bundle
like
of currencies that you can
50,
buy, right? Yeah.
You get 50 pulls for like $50, which is cheaper than what
They
it
have a
would
thing where
normally be.
things the more you spend, like here's a reward. Oh, so like a cashback. So kind of like what I think like what game
A
does
cashback system.
I think
Interesting.
so like that's a system on PGR and Snowbreak. So for example, they give you a milestone, and then if you swipe enough currency, you get a certain reward out of it.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're
I think I know what you're
talking
talking about.
Because like for PGR, I think PGR is doing it the best. Because like for Snowbreak, for example, they have this like long milestone, and like you gotta spend like a couple of $100s before you get to some of the milestones, right? But for PGR, the cashback, the sales basically like resets every new version update.
Okay.
Because like so previous version updates, you can spend up to like I think like $300, and then like I think like for $100 you get like a 10 pull, an extra 10 pulls, I think. Like just for that milestone. So like I think that if you spend like 600 rainbow cards, which is like $100, you get a 10 pull. But there's also more before that, right? Like the milestones. So they do that. But the thing in PGR is that like in the next version update, like the previous version update, there's something like that too. So like this new one is like a whole like the bonus resets, so you can get it again if you spend money again. Instead of like just like in Snowbreak, it's just one big milestone that doesn't not reset with like new updates. So like, you know, if you spend a total amount of like $1,000 of over the course of your gameplay, then you'll get this reward.
That's a crazy amount though, but yeah.
It's a crazy, and I made that an example because like I think some of the points reach that high, like the numbers. But like in PGR, I think like the PGR, I think like they capped it at like $300 or something, like $250 or something like that. I don't know about it, how to find it here. Click here and find the second. Here, let me read. Rerun second anniversary. Yeah, second anniversary. So that's why they're doing it. It's the same as Withering Wave, right? They're doing like anniversary stuff. Gifts. Total free rolls, 30 free rolls. Top up Ionerics. Okay, yeah, they're doing what I was just saying. Basically, you get more points as like you spend money, as you buy like the shards, like the swipe.
Okay.
In the second anniversary, get certain reward upon obtaining and then reach the milestone to get all the rewards. Now the only question I would have is that is it a one-time thing, like what wait, this is an event, so you have to spend money to it's not a permanent thing, or it's an anniversary exclusive. It only happens during the event. So it's a one-time thing, maybe.
Yeah, that's well.
That sucks, because like that means they just force you to like spend money now.
At least they're trying something, but it's not the best version.
I mean, it's nice that basically you're getting more, you know, more than what you usually get, right? Because like not only do you get like the currency that you're buying, you also get like a reward for spending money too. So like that's like extra things. But like other games are doing more than that already.
Or for cheaper, so but we'll see.
Yeah.
Like
we'll have to see.
No, I'll have to
haven't seen that. Well, it says here that it's an event period, like 9 April to May 20. That's what they said. So like next week up to like May.
At least it's going on for a while, because as I said, I'm going to be gone for a good amount
It's
of
a whole
April,
version, right? It's like 3.2 basically.
Okay.
It's like this is basically the anniversary patch. We have to see what Withering Wave does, because maybe Withering Wave is gonna do. Maybe I'm hoping they're doing the same thing.
When's their update?
Withering Wave,
is it like the end of April or May?
I think early May.
Early May. Okay.
I think so. Looking forward to that.
Hmm.
Actually, no. Actually, the banner should stick around a bit more so I can actually get Cantarella first. I need her. I need her.
I just hope that, because I really want like Shorekeeper and then Zani as well.
Shorekeeper's banner is like 12 days. It's 2 weeks.
Oh, it's coming up.
Good luck with
okay.
that.
I thought they
It's
had
the
it
second
announced
phase.
coming.
It's the second. It's the
Okay,
second
okay.
phase, right?
Good.
So it's coming up, but like the duration is gonna be like 12 days, because like it's 10 days less, I think, or something.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta be ready. Gotta be ready when it comes.
I've gotta go. I gotta farm up my currency.
Yeah, gotta do all the towers and the bring ways and stuff like that. Get the extra currency that you need, and then get going.
Do my exploration.
Yep.
But yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we call it for?
I wish I wish games would try to copy Warframe.
Ooh, okay. In what aspect? Like the free
in
play
terms
part,
of being in terms of being like an online like live service. I think Warframe is the fairest like way to like monetize your game personally. Like of all like the free to play games I've been playing so far.
Even like how about like have you played much of Path of Exile? Because I hear a lot of good things about how
Path of Exile is the exact same. It's the exact same thing as Warframe.
Oh, is it? Okay. So I haven't really played Warframe,
so Warframe is also like you know how in Path of Exile you can like buy the inventory slots, because that's a one-time purchase, right? And Warframe is the same thing. You can just buy
your inventory.
You can buy a Warframe slot and like inventory slot, and then it's a one-time thing. But like in Warframe, I think it's even better because like you can farm the currency. You don't even have to spend the money.
Oh, nice.
Because like in Path of Exile, there's no way to spend, like, you know, it's an upfront cost, like, you know, $100 maybe, for example, and then you get the slot, and then that's it. It goes spent across multiple accounts and stuff, and it's nice, right? And I'm not saying it's bad, but like in Warframe, you don't even have to spend $1, because like you can just, if you're good at the game, you can just grind the stuff that people wants to buy, and then like, you know, sell it to the people that have the money, and then buy, and then get the slots yourself for free.
That's cool.
Yeah, they got a whole like the player like market, and like I've used the website a couple of times to like buy stuff and sell stuff too.
I think Guild Wars 2 also has a pretty good model as well, where it's like you like the base game is completely free, and then if you want the expansions, you just pay for that once, and then that's it. And then I think that's closer
to something like Final Fantasy 14. Would that be like similar? Because like Final Fantasy 14, you have to buy expansion too, right?
Yeah, but you also have to pay a monthly subscription, right, to play. Whereas in Guild Wars, you don't have to. Like, you just pay for it once, and then they also have cosmetics and stuff in there too, if you want that, but you can pretty much ignore it. And I think you can also convert your currency in game to, you know, the paid currency as well. So
that's fair. I think that's fair, but like I still think that like judging by like the sound of that, I think Warframe is still doing it better, because like Warframe has no expansion at all. Like every update that they have is free. You never had to pay for any of like the game content. Like you can pay to get it faster. For example, like if a Warframe comes out, you can buy a bundle and get the Warframe immediately, or you can play the story and then get the Warframe, and then like grind the Warframe out. So I think like the only thing that they fully paywalled was it that new skin lineup that they came out with? I feel like that's the only thing that's like limited time, like fully like actually like a FOMO item.
And what, it was just like a different colored skin or something, or
it does look really good. Like it's like a unique skin. Like if you're playing something like Dota or like League of Legends, it's like one of those like immortal skins, for example.
Right. Which League has been added
like heirloom. Okay, I think this is like the only one that where you have to spend money. I wonder, do I have to spend money on it even? Because like,
did you see
it? I just don't know if it exists in the in-game market, because like I'm looking at the Steam shop right now, right? Like, and obviously it's gonna cost like real money, but like I just don't know if you can actually buy it with the currency in game.
Because like, have you seen what League has been doing with their monetization lately? Like adding in a bunch of gacha stuff into it, and
a lot of people hate it.
Yep.
The updates. Yeah, no, it's been going downhill, and like, and I've been saying that since like the Riot Games era, like even like in the Valorant, right? I'm like, these skins are getting like ridiculous, Because like here's the thing, like in CS:GO, like the cost is like outrageous, but like it's a player market. Like a player puts a price tag on that, and people just bought it. So now the game, like the item costs this much. But like Riot is literally everything that like Riot puts out. It's like they're selling it to you, so all the money goes to like one company. Right? They're the one that set up the price. Like you cannot like trade skins and stuff like that in the game. So like they could have made it cheaper, but they were just like, oh, people are willing to pay $30 for like an Vandal skins, and like, don't get me wrong, I did pay for some of the skins too.
No, I definitely paid for some League skins too, but
yeah, but like there's no other choice to get it, like, right? Sometimes like they didn't let you get it any other way. But yes, I think it's the sad part. And now they're gonna double down even more. And like we said earlier about like the whole like.
Well, we'll see, because
like something being a gateway.
Well, we'll see, because the EU is passing some laws to hopefully restrict some of that stuff. So maybe that'll help reel in some of this stuff. Yeah. If the US and other places also follow suit, but. And
I don't get it, right? Because they already won. Like companies already won. Like people used to not want to pay. Like cosmetic used to be earnable from gameplay.
Yeah, it was Skyrim. Skyrim, or not Skyrim.
I know. Yeah, Skyrim started like popularize it.
No. Was it Skyrim? I think it was Oblivion actually before it.
Yeah. The Elder Scrolls series. Like it was like the horse armor. Yeah, Oblivion horse armor, right? Yeah, and like they already won, right? Because now people are okay with paying for like. Skins now. Just make more skins for your gacha game, bro.
Just make them good.
Where the hell is the fucking skins? Why you like instead like HSR wouldn't have any problem like if instead of like going all this like power creep problem, they just like, hey, we got this new Acheron bikini skin or something like that.
Yeah. The Kafka 2-piece, like.
Yeah. Exactly, like the Kafka dress, like that the art that is like the ballroom dress, like the one where like she wears like the full-on dress. Sell that on the game.
Have the Acheron and Black Swan dancing, yeah. And you can have their like special animations too, right? If you have the skins. So.
And that's what they're doing, right? I think PGR just has this one skin that I recently bought. It's pretty expensive considering like the money that I have to spend on it. Man, the skin is so good. It reminds me of like the League and Dota skins that we were talking about earlier. It like I think in Dota there I don't know what it's the equivalent name on League, but like in Dota they have a skin called Arcana, which is like made by by Valve basically.
Ooh, okay.
And the skin basically changes the whole thing. So like for example, if you have a specific hero that has like a red effects, right? If you have the Arcana, like it's gonna be a different color, the attack is gonna look different, the blocking animation looks, it just changed the whole character, like it looks different.
Ooh, okay. That sounds pretty cool.
And the skin at least from what I've seen, it's doing the same thing. Like when, for example, like let me see if I can open the game. I might have to turn off the Inzoi. I'm running out of battery either way. Let me turn off the Inzoi and then go to turn off my Discord. Like PNG. Back to the PNG, guys. No, you guys don't get to see. Yeah, it's like 2% hanging by a thread. But like, let me open the game real quick. I want to show you how the skin looks.
Okay.
Because like I thought it just looks cool, right? And then I actually use the skin in the combat, and I'm like, wait, the skin changes so many things. How do I show you? Do you want me to like stream it on Discord, or do you want me to just like show it on the, or do you just want to see it on the
stream up? So we just let me go. It's actually ad at the moment, so give me a second. Let me.
Okay, simulated trials. Wait, that's. Custom training.
Okay, there we go. I've got your stuff up. So.
Okay. I don't know how to do it. Fuck.
Ooh, the eye thing on that character looked pretty cool.
Yeah, like look this character. Well, this is her actual character, right? Like I think if you saw some of the trailer on the new Rover in Wuthering Wave, people have been like saying that he looks like they look like a lot like this character, like with the one eye like lighting up and everything like that. And like this is her skin basically, because like this is her actual character, right? If you look at the stream, like her with the different colored eye and like the
Okay, I've
post-apocalyptic
seen
like
this
modern
character
outfit.
before. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like this new outfit is like more like Mavia. And like if you see like the like for example like how like she was like doing some of the animation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like you can see the tattoos like running around her body and like changes and stuff like that.
That is very cool.
Yeah, she has like a whole different like animation from like just standing around, and then like her attack changes too in the game. Like the color changes, the
Oh yeah,
effects
because it
of
has
the
like this
ultimate
green
changes.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah, and like if you do like this game has like some complicated thing that I wish like you don't have to deal with.
Oh, for just being able to like change. Oh, are you just trying to show off like?
I was trying to show how it looks on like the freaking. Let me just increase the health, so we can just use her. It's like I cannot show how the attacks are different if like the intro is already different. Look at that. The intro already looks like this. I'm gonna show you one with the skin and then one without the skin, so you can kind of like compare it.
I do like the green that they have in this. Looks very nice. Okay.
So you see, like whenever like she does the attack, like the ultimate, like this, for example, like the color changes, kind of like Akron. Do you know like when Akron does her ultimate and like everything turns colorless?
Okay.
And like this, like when she does the ultimate, it's all like black and white, like red and white.
Ooh.
So like yeah, like it changes a lot.
She looks really cool.
And then like let me try to finish. Can I kill this boss like quickly enough? Because like I want to show. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I shouldn't have made so tanky. Because like it also changes like the animation that you have when you're winning.
Oh, when you
win the fight. Because like when you win the fight, there's an outro too for this character, and like it looks different. Like oh man, I don't know how long it'll take now. Oh wait, it's last health bar. Not that long. Let me see. Come on.
You're almost there.
Almost there, please. I just want to showcase the skin. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have made the health so high. I was kind of scared that like if I put the health too low,
it would just die.
They die. Like they die too fast. Yeah. So you can see like the animation is different, right? Like that.
Ooh.
You can look at this animation and then like you can compare it to without the skin.
Okay.
Let me see if I can do. Where's the dude? Wait. Why is the dude disappear? Oh, it's clear now. So they were like, "Oh, you don't need him anymore."
You probably still want a little bit of health, but yeah.
Yeah, I lowered the health so like much lower, so you guys get to see like how this is the basic skin. So you guys gonna see like the animation is different. Like when they started out, see. It's already different. Like it's definitely less effects, less everything like that. Like it kind of shows you the value of like the skins basically.
Sort of similar, but not quite. Yeah, I do like the extra like of coloring effects and stuff that they had.
Yeah, so like the skin changes everything, and like I feel like that's a good value skin.
Yeah.
And I wish they do more skins like that. Okay, the enemy die way faster now, and like you can see the animation when she wins too. It's also different from the skin.
Oh yeah, just very basic. See, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I say when like skin, like the skin offers more value, and they could have made a lot of money at this because like the skin is gacha. The skin that I have there, you have to gacha it to get it.
Oh, okay. I don't like that then. I don't like that, but
like there's a cap to the gacha, so you can get it early, but like like this is the page basically. So like you can get like if you pull up to like 90 times here, basically you get the full package. So like the skin itself you have to gacha it, but like after a certain number, you get like the extra stuff like the profile picture and stuff like that, the weapon skin. Right. But like there's a cap on it, so like there's a maximum amount of money that you have to spend on it.
What do you get from this gacha? Is the
you get like the low reward is basically like resources, like XP and like, you know, upgrade materials, and then like the rare stuff would be like, you know, the 10 pulls for weapon, 10 pulls for characters, and then there's the skin as the prize. So like it has different tier. I don't know if you ever like to see if you look at the stream here. So like this is the tiers of the reward. So there's a background for the highest reward, and then like
it's just a bunch of rewards, and eventually
you will eventually get it. It's just like you can get it early or you can get it late. Yeah. I mean, it's costly, but like if you want to make money, right? At least like the skin, like, you know, like because like the thing is like if we're talking about like character gacha, like we're already doing the same thing. We're already gachaing, except like now if I don't get the character that I wanted, I'm losing gameplay. But like the skin, I lose nothing, right? If let's say I'm assuming I lost the I didn't get the skin that I wanted. I don't have enough currency, for example. I'm not losing gameplay, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
if we're losing on the character banner, but you know, we get double salty.
I just feel like when it comes to skin, you should just be able to just buy it. Like adding a gacha to it.
I mean that's ideal. Like that's what Warframe does, right? Warframe, I think skins are always like paid with premium currency, but since you can farm the premium currency, it's technically free too. If you just play long enough, you can get everything without like paying in Warframe. But the people that does pay, you know, help like keeps the game up. The game like survived this long. The game started at 2013, so like clearly they're working like the business. So I kind of wish like game does that. Like, you know, if even if they want to go with the gacha route, they can just do skins like this. Give us like a good value, like, you know, a value that does not have to affect like your gameplay.
Yeah, I would prefer that they did it more like because what in Weather and Waves, right? Their first skin was very good, I thought, and you just bought it, right? Was the so I think having stuff like that was
the first game. Like which one?
Weather and Waves,
like
the drag control.
Oh. Yeah. The skins is really good, and I think the skin it's probably like similar to like what the skin I just showed you, just like with like less overall things, because it's also cheaper in a way, right? I think for the Tsubaki one, I think I spend probably like double than like what I spent on like the Jinsei skin. In a way, I think like in terms of like the price as a whole, because eventually you get it, but like I think the overall
you still have to
cost,
get to that point is the thing. Yeah.
The overall cost still comes out like around like I'd
like,
say like 60.
Because like that system reminds me a lot of like Apex, and I thought Apex had a really terrible system because like it's just the loot boxes and everything, and you have to constantly like just buy a bunch of them. And eventually you do get it, but you have to spend so much money. It's like it doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah, on Apex it gets to like hundreds of dollars, right? Like in in PGR, I spent like 60 for the skin, which is like
that's not too bad then.
Yeah, it's still more than the Jinsei, but the Jinsei also does less stuff, right? Like the effects is like the fireworks and stuff like that. I mean, it still has effects, but definitely not as like flashy as like what we had earlier, where it's like fully different. Like it feels like a different character in some ways. But yeah, I think they could have made money off that instead of like trying to like, you know, keep like, because like what Hedge started doing is that like in order to sell more characters, they just make the game harder for everyone else that does not pull for the character, right?
Yep.
That's not a good way. That's a good way for your game to go into the grave.
It is.
I feel like, because like if you keep going
there's no PvP in Star Rail either, so there's no incentive for people to want to constantly pull for it. So.
Yep.
So yeah.
So like if they keep doing that, if they want to make more money, make good skins. Like why is it
And
so
they have
hard?
the system
Like I
in
feel like
place.
everyone asks for skins. Yeah.
I mean, they added the March skin in, right?
Uh-huh.
And then
And everyone keeps asking them for it. Like it's not like everyone, it's not like they were planning to do it, but like everyone was against it. No, everyone was asking for skins. No one is against them making skins, except them, which is really funny to me.
I wonder if it's the whole like they're just scared because the original like the bunny suit incident, right, from Honkai Impact 3rd.
I think I know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because apparently like they added in bunny skins, but I think it was only for like was it only the US version or something that, or the Western versions as well, and the Chinese audience got very upset at them, saying that they were making their characters too sexy for a Western audience, and they tried to kill the CEO or something.
The CEO.
Yeah.
No, I thought the one that I heard was that because like the guy was super delusional and like he was like, oh, you're like looting my wife basically.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Yeah.
That's why we.
But it was
went
because
to
of the bunny girl outfits was the thing. So.
Yeah, it was. But also that's also because how the hell did you let him get into like the fucking office? Because like he got stabbed in the office. You make oh wait, this is the Honkai Impact era. He's probably not as like rich as he is now. I think he'll be fine now.
Yeah. Honestly, they just need to do it, but I think they might still be scared.
Yeah, I think Wuwa might actually be doing it because like I don't know if you did the last survey, but the survey was about skins and UI.
No, I didn't see the last survey at all. So
yeah,
I
got the survey, and I also got invited for the CBT, but I didn't make it.
Okay.
I was like, I got the closed beta invitation, but they didn't reach back out to me, and like the leaks are coming out now, so I already knew that like it's starting already, the closed beta. I was sad, I thought it's finally a chance for me to
you'll
try
get
things
it
out firsthand. Maybe, but like yeah, I'm hoping like because like PGR is Kuro Games too. Like Kuro clearly knows how to make good skins, so I'm hoping. I have big hopes for their skins in Wuwa.
I'm sure they'll have some good ones. I honestly, I wish gacha games would go back to the like. I miss the old gacha games where they would have seasonal like characters and variants for stuff. Yeah, so like you'd have your summer outfits, you have your
Frontline is
Halloween,
doing it, right? Like with the bikini suit and stuff like that.
Maybe the only thing I've seen from Girls Frontline was the motorcycle skin.
Oh,
like that was that was crazy.
No. Well, they're doing the summer skins for some of the characters.
Okay.
I don't know if they're gonna stick around with the seasonal theme. Like for example, because like in the Chinese New Year, I think they Macchiato like got the Chinese skin.
I always love Halloween.
So, like,
I love the Halloween skins. I feel like it's my favorite. Because they always go very cool and crazy.
I just love good skins, sexy ones too.
Christmas can be a good one too.
Yeah, I feel like those kind of season. I feel like they can get kind of boring. Especially I think like Christmas, because it's always the same thing. Because like Halloween, you can get like a ghost girl for like specific character this time, and like next time you're gonna get like different character, like different.
I feel like you can change Christmas up as well. It's just
harder. There's less option. For example, like you can be a ghost now, and like next time maybe like she's like a girl Frankenstein or something like that. You can still change things up. We have more option, but like if it's like a Christmas, there's only gonna be like two themes. She's either gonna be like the Santa Claus or she's gonna be the reindeer.
No, I hope not. Well, she could be an elf too. Ooh.
Depends if the character's already an elf.
Or you could just do classic winter wear too, like. That's
true. But then that can apply anytime, right? You can just name it casual outfit X and like
Yeah, you just add some red onto it, and then it's add a Santa hat onto it. Yeah,
like this is Jinsey casual outfit A, and then like on the during the springtime. This is Jincy casual outfit B.
You know, I
Spring
wonder
theme.
if that could actually work as a outfit line.
It
'cause,
would.
Like,
It
I
would
know
work.
Magic the Gathering, despite how bad their monetization has been, they had an interesting secret layer where they just hired a fashion designer, and she just came up with outfits for like, and like different artworks for like cards and stuff, and it was weird, but it was a cool idea, and it's like if you just hire some like
it would
professional-
work every time they do like a collab art, and like this applies to all gacha games. Like when
Right,
Genshin
yeah.
does collab, when Wuthering Waves does collab, when HSR does collab, when Zenless isn't done any collab, but like when those games does collab, people are always like asking for the skins to be added into the game. They just never did it. And if they just do it, they would
It'd
be
be
making
cool.
money. Yeah, they would be making money. I'm sure everyone would love to have like extra skins for their beloved
Or at the
characters,
very least, they would
especially
help
people
their
that are like
collab more.
parasocial.
Right? So like, it's like if they do a collab with McDonald's and you buy a Happy Meal and that's how you get the skin, like
They can do that
McDonald's
too.
would sell
yeah.
a bunch of money. Yeah. It's just if you need
I don't
to
know
buy
how they
five
make.
Happy
I don't know
Meals.
how companies make money off that though. I don't know how specifically like the like, for example, like if Genshin Impact does a collab with KFC, I don't know how Genshin Impact makes money off KFC.
It's probably
Yeah.
because KFC pays
Pays them.
right off the bat, and then KFC is hoping that
They
because
would
it's
get
Genshin
The
Impact, they'll
sales
get the money
boost off
back.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I would assume it would work, and then
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I just don't know like how profitable it is compared to like just selling the skin yourself. Like for
Oh, I see
example,
what
if
you're
you're doing
saying,
a
'cause it would have
collab
to-
and then like, hey, we're gonna add it down, you know, like a month
maybe
from
that's
now,
why
we're
they
gonna
don't-
add the skins ourselves.
maybe that's why they don't do it, right? Is because then they would have to, because at least with the way that they currently do it, all they had to do is just hire an artist, right, to just quickly come up with the skin idea. But
Yeah, like an artist.
with this, they
like,
would have
for a
to hire
one-time-
like they had to get their 3D people into play. They'd have to QA test it. They had to put in development work that may.
You have to
I
QA
feel like they
test
would
an
probably
outfit?
still get-
Really?
Hmm?
You have
Well, yeah, you have to
QA
make sure that
test an
there's no like
outfit?
clipping or anything or some weird interactions. Like,
But we love weird interaction. What do you mean?
I mean, you never know. You never know. Whenever you add anything, as a programmer, I'll say it's always the weirdest things that causes.
I
bugs and
mean,
issues,
QA
so.
test is gonna happen either way. Probably the
Hmm.
only thing that you actually spend money on would be like the extra time in like for the 3D artist.
You have to
right?
come up with the
Because the
modeling.
QA
and
test
everything.
will always happen, and like
Mhm.
you can argue they don't even they probably have less like QA expenses because like they have the players do the closed beta every fucking patch.
Yeah, which I really hate closed betas, but
Yeah, because like
Or just
closed
even-
beta is basically just like your players doing the QA test
Mhm.
instead of like them hiring some people to do it, right? So like
Right, right.
technically you're not even you can even say that like they doesn't cost
Which-
them that much.
which I'm always surprised that companies, because like, this goes back to old MMO stuff with like, because World of Warcraft always had like an open beta for their things, and again, like you said, they would
I think
test for
closed
stuff.
beta is an
but-
okay thing because like that just means like stuff that there's.
I don't think it's
stuff
an
that-
okay thing because then you get leaks and stuff that come out and people know these things ahead of time, whereas like you go with
Well-
like Final Fantasy 14, they're able to
Well-
keep all their stuff in store and nobody knows what's happening, and I feel that
You can
excitement-
you can argue if it's open beta, there's gonna be even more people that knows it, even people that
No,
doesn't
I don't
watch
want
leaks.
betas at all, is what I'm saying. I don't want any betas. I feel
Oh,
like the
okay.
company should be able to do their own QA testing and everything and be able to handle that.
Ideally, they should, but that costs money, and you know how it is with
Yes.
companies when
Mhm.
it comes to money.
But yeah, it's like, so
But
that's my
yeah.
thing. So I don't like any betas. I feel it just kind of ruins the excitement. But
Oh wait, speaking about like, oh man, this is gonna be a bit of like a tangent too.
Mhm.
Have you seen the new Paul's game?
The new what game?
Paul World game that is coming out?
Oh, the
they've made-
dating
the
sim
April-
that they've made
the
the
dating
April
sim.
Fools. Yeah.
Yeah, they said it's actually real. Do you know that?
I did see something about that. I had forgot to add it onto my Steam wish list, but I think that's hilarious that they're.
Steam wish list. I'm looking forward to all the furry memes about it.
Mm.
'Cause, like,
I
damn,
think that's funny.
I love it. I love them for doing that.
Mm.
But
I hope they're still doing well
man.
after being sued by Nintendo. I need to see how.
From what I've heard, they're winning, right? From what I've heard,
Are they? I haven't heard any like updates on it, so I'll have to.
I think they're on the high ground or something. Because like the
Really? Because
suit-
I thought they had to change. Didn't they have to change how the throne mechanic worked though? Because I saw that they did an update where it's like you no longer
I
throw
thought
the balls.
I thought the accusation is kind of baseless because like the whole problem with like the throwing thing is because like they apply they
have a trademark
apply
for
for
it.
like the trademark. They applied the trademark after the game was released though.
No, the thing is you're allowed to do that is the thing when it like you can come up. So they had the patent already and then they applied it. It's weird. Law is weird and Japan and Asian courts are different than US courts as well. So there's a lot of.
Thankfully, Palmword is not a Japanese company.
It is a Japanese company.
It is.
Is it not?
Palmword?
Mm-hmm.
Palmword is Chinese, from what I remember.
No,
Is
I'm
Palmword
pretty
not
sure.
Chinese?
I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese company.
Pa-
That's
Wait,
how Nintendo was able to sue them is because they're in the same court.
Pocket Pair is. Wait, I thought Pocket Pair is Chinese. Or is it supported by. Oh, yeah, it is a Japanese company. Damn.
Hmm.
It's just they're supported by like freaking Tencent, probably.
Yeah.
You got Tencent, if Tencent wants to fight them, they'll win.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
So-
because like the reason people are afraid of Nintendo is because of money, right? Like most companies cannot fight with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, I
but,
mean,
like,
well, that's the thing with
bring
any
Tencent
lawsuit.
in,
Hmm.
if you bring Tencent in, that's a different matter. Like money, Nintendo ain't winning in the money department against that company.
Yeah, so we'll see. Like, I haven't heard any updates on it, but
In the Japanese, yeah, Wolf, yeah, it is actually Japanese. I just searched it. I thought it was. See, I keep thinking it's Chinese because, I mean, I don't think any Japanese people would be caring enough to go for it. But I guess I was wrong.
no, they were brave. I think honestly they probably just thought that their game wouldn't have been as popular as it was, but
We should make a video game and just sell it so we don't have to work anymore.
what kind of game would you want to make?
Something new. I don't know. It can be as small as something like Balatro. Balatro make like a couple millions just from like a freaking. The game is like 36 megabytes. I did not expect it to be that small. I was like, what the fuck?
You know, it's like Vampire Survivors and stuff. But the thing is, you don't realize how many games they had to create before they got that one, right? Is the
Vampire Survivor is not even that. Well, it's way bigger than like Animal Well or like Balatro. Balatro is like less than 100 megabytes.
Oh no, I just meant like it was made by a small team and stuff, right? Like one guy.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned Balatro and Animal Well because like they're made by one person, so like the money, every cent goes to their own pocket. Perfect. If we just share it between the two of us, we can be millionaires together, and we don't have to work anymore. We can go on a road trip every week, every year.
But like, how many games did he make before Balatro became?
I'm pretty sure it's his first game for Balatro, I think.
Really?
And for
Just the
Animal
first-
Well, I think for Animal Well, they even made their own game engine for it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's just one. Like the developer, well, actually, Balatro. The person made 3 games. All of them are famous though. The developer at least made 3 games. Wait, why is it a different company?
There's a developer and then there's a publisher, is what I'm seeing. So
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thought too. But like the name of the developer is different.
Local
From,
Thunk
like,
is what I see on
Yeah,
Steam. I don't know if that's.
so I press local tongue, right, and a couple of game comes up.
I think it's just
and
like
I'm
DLC. I think Balatro is like their only one, and then it's like
No,
And
no,
then-
a couple game actually pop up. Like for example, like when I pressed local tongue to see like what other game he made, Slay the Spire came out, and like wait, he
no,
doesn't.
it's
doesn't-
DLC with Balatro. So it's Balatro plus Slay the Spire, and then Dave and Friends is a Balatro thing within. It's a Balatro DLC within I think Dave
Oh,
the
it's
Diver.
like a bundle thing.
Yeah,
Maybe,
yeah. So
yeah.
it's like it's weird stuff where. So I think Balatro is truly the only game that, at least that.
Yeah, they made.
Mm,
Yeah, and like how many millions has this made for him? That'd be
it's very hard
insane.
to get that success, but but we can try.
Yeah, we can definitely try. Just make a hentai game. Everyone loves hentai.
I mean, you would get up to the Steam charts the first couple of days if you did it. So
Yeah, we should just make good ones because, like, you know, there's a lot of like games that are like, you know, like, cultured, but like, for example, like games that are made by I think Illusion Soft, I think the Japanese company. Like that one, like they have good base, like starting point, I'd say. But then the game ended up like so bland because everything else feels like service level. Because like for example, like I think they made the game, well, like the one game where like you get stranded with a girl like in an island and stuff like that.
okay.
And like the premise is good, but then like when you get into the gameplay, it's so janky. Like you don't feel like playing the game because like it feels so janky. Like why couldn't they just make a good game? And then like, because I had this game, it's on the early access. The game is, I don't think I'm gonna say the name. Basically the game is about like photographing like wildlife, except the wildlife is like has humanoid body basically.
Oh, okay.
But the photo system is surprisingly in depth. Like the gameplay itself is good.
There was also, wasn't there a game with like space and androids and stuff that was like crowdfunded? That was supposed to be like a
Subverse.
Subverse, yeah.
I have it.
But it's still only ever in beta, right? Like it never came out, or did it actually come out?
Yeah, the company has some. I don't know what happened to that.
They
like
just
they started off as like a cultured
it.
company.
Yeah.
Because like when they used to make like actual like animations,
it says
like,
it's just out now.
Good.
So
yeah, I think they out of early access like last year.
Oh, okay.
Or something. But it's definitely rougher around the edges. I don't know what's going on, but like they're really talented as like a like an animator, as an artist. But like the game, I think that's the problem. Like the game aspect.
Game, I heard the game was pretty bad.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Is that like all these like cultured games are not like, you know, are not being like a super hit. It's because the game aspect is bad. It's like the last talk we had about like games should have good gameplay. Cool. It doesn't matter what the game, like, you know, what the theme of the game is, whether it's like cultured or like, you know,
right,
or like visual novel, or like when you play the game, you should, you know, it should be intuitive. It should be like easy to play. Well, not easy to play. It should be intuitive, I think.
Yes. You should be able to figure it out.
It shouldn't be janky. Yeah.
Yeah,
you should be able to figure it out. It should be like logical, and it should be polished, right? You know, like if you're walking, you don't want to be suddenly like, you know, getting stuck on like terrain or stuff like that and like not able to progress. And they couldn't do that. So the game always fumbled. So like every time there's a culture game comes out, it's like the review is always mixed because like the gameplay aspect is always ass. Like, and the complaint is always that, right? Because like, for example, the scenes are good and like the girls are pretty, but like then when you play the game, it's like such a slog, and like the grind is awful and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think the only other one I've seen people play is that Orc Massage or something, right? For
that one is good. That's one of the good. That's one of a good example. The gameplay is nice. The gameplay is basic but nice. It's good. And like funny enough, because of Orc Massage, I think they added like the Snowbreak update where like you get to massage your and like your girls too. It's the exact same system that the Orc Massage use. And I'm like, wait, isn't this like basically Orc Massage but like in your gacha games? So like, yeah, there you go.
I mean, if somebody's got a good system, you just take it, right? No. That's what a lot of good game companies used to do. Just see what other people are doing and take it.
If only. If only these companies actually put in the effort.
One of these days. Once VR comes out, that's when people will put in then.
VR is already out. Like, speaking of
once
which,
it becomes more widespread is what I'll say.
probably never happen.
Well, we'll see.
Think about it. Why do you think gacha game is so famous, like so popular? It's because people don't want to buy new shit. People just want to use the shit that they have and play new games.
I mean, honestly, I think if they just get the size better, right? If VR just becomes the size of like glasses,
the size is already like. Have you seen the VR that I have?
I don't.
It's expensive, but it's. Hold on. Let me see if I have the photo on it. And if not, I can take a picture. It's like 5 seconds. Let me take a picture real quick. It's faster that way.
But yeah, it's like I think if they can get the size and the cost down, then more people would be into it and try it out. But right now, it's just way too much. And I feel like there's a lot of people with glasses that might have problems with it. And it's usually always super expensive.
This headset is like probably the smallest one you'll ever seen. I'm sending you the picture right now.
Okay.
And for people that are watching us, my VR headset is called Beyond VR. Beyond, BEYOND.
Okay, I mean it does look small, but it's still not quite like glasses-ish.
That's glasses. That's like swimming goggles. What do you mean? That's the size of a swimming goggle. It's like less than 200 grams.
Okay, I'll just see it in person to really see.
It's like it
does
like
look
this.
small.
Actually, it doesn't. It feels less like a swimming goggle, more like a skiing goggle, like the big ones. It's the same. It's the same exact feeling.
But I mean, you still have that huge strap around the head is the thing that I think.
I mean, the huge strap has to be there regardless of the size, because when you're like, if you're playing something like a game like a Beat Saber, you don't want it to be flinging around because you move your head too fast. It's there for safety reason. I think the thing that could change is the cables.
You can do that with glasses though, right? You can wear your glasses and fling around and not have them fly off too crazy.
Really? You really think you can safely play a game like it's like if you think about it, like imagine if you're playing paintball. Would you really think you would use your glasses, like if you don't have a helmet on you? Would you really think you would use your glasses and then like, it'll be fine?
Well, no, because paintball is very dangerous and you have the and it doesn't even protect everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could argue it's dangerous because like you can get shot in the head and stuff like that. But like, I'm talking about like the fact that the glasses can come off because like it's not, the design right now is for glasses to be on your to be resting on your face, right? Not strapped onto your face. That's the reason we use a strap. Like, I don't know. Am I saying it the right? Am I explaining myself the right way? The strap is there because you have extreme movement in a game. Is what I'm trying to say.
So I think what you're trying to say more is
games.
like sports glasses and stuff, right? Where they're more like goggles,
if you're using if you're doing anything sports like and it involves goggles, it will always have a strap. It's just like something that you couldn't like escape.
But like, are you even going to be able to be that active inside of a home? Right, is what I'm saying. Like,
with enough space, obviously you can. But like, yeah, or like the head movement. Yeah, the head movement can definitely do that. Like, you have a boxing game. You have games like Beat Saber that like goes around, run around, and like you would like ended up shaking your head a lot, and like normal glasses would be more prone to like getting thrown in like to the other side of the room.
And you I feel like that wouldn't happen unless you actually got hit in the head.
And also like, the headset still has electronic. It cannot be as light as glasses, right? Well, it's still going to be like a 200 gram.
So far, give it time, and they will definitely be as light as glasses. I guarantee it.
For the specs that you want, well, with enough
Give it time.
anything
Give
is
it time.
possible,
Yes.
right? Like, do you want to wait 100 years? Like, you won't be even be here for that.
Well, technology.
What I'm saying is that, like, right now, we already have the technology right there. There's like something that is like feasible for people to use. Like, that's something that does not, like, you know, because like every other VR headset out there is like 400 grams above. Like, it's twice as heavy or more. Because like something
how
like
much does it
Quest 3,
cost
for example.
your...
Well, that's the thing. This is like the old version. Well, the new version is $1,000. I don't know about the old version, how much it costs now. At the same time, VR has always been expensive, right?
They have. That's what I'm saying. It's like both the cost and the sizing needs to go down. So it seems like the sizing's
I'm
now getting
definitely
better,
pointing.
but the
I'm
cost,
definitely pointing on the size, because like this is like
this
is the only one in existence right now. Like, other than the second.
I still think it could be thinner, but you're right in that is much smaller. But we'll have to see.
I think it cannot get too much thinner. I said this is like a sweet spot in terms of size, because like when they were doing this, when they started off,
like you've seen Google glasses though, right? Like in how those were
powerful is a Google glasses.
I mean, it's the step.
Here's the thing: Google glasses are not made to play games, right? Games has to be like fast reaction, like, because like, have you played VR when the game is delayed?
No, I haven't played any VR, so I can't say
exactly. So like Google glasses, they use it to display a monitor screen, basically.
Yeah.
Which is,
I get it, but I'm saying
if it runs at like 1 frames, it doesn't matter. It's fine, because like it's a single window in your periphery. But like, if you're gonna have like a game, like there's like it's like you gotta have, like, for example, you gotta have like screen that like refresh faster and much brighter, because like maybe your games has like some dark areas like that. You want to have like better contrast and stuff like that, and like with that kind of technology, the screen has to be like, you know, better.
I see where you're coming from. I'm just saying that we can get it to be small enough. And with how technology advances, and especially at an exponential rate.
How long does it take? Is there any, like, how long, if it ever gonna happens in our lifetime, and how much will it cost when it does come out?
In the next decade, we would probably have it, because technology advances at an exponential rate. So like, I see,
that's
the
thing. Technology has been getting slower. Like, if you're talking about that since last decade, like the past decade, it has been like exponential. But like, there's also Moore's law, right? Eventually, you will reach like a point of where like the progression stagnates.
But are we there yet?
That's why that we're there, because like the PC, like that's why like PC parts hasn't been getting faster. Like, for example, the 50 series compared to the 40 series, it's the same performance. The only reason the 50 series is having more performance is because they have more of the cores. So like, it's a bigger chip, and they have the AI feature, the software features.
Well, that's also because like graphics in and of themselves have also kind of peaked out. Like we've already kind of reached what we can with realistic.
We're talking about the performance of the hardware, right? We're reaching at the same point where like and like some of the display technology, for example, like from what I've known, for example, like something like a TV, they're trying to develop like a new display technology, right, to make picture, like, you know, greater contrast, like higher picture, but they couldn't get the cost down. That's the problem. They can get the technology, like you can have the best technology, but like sometimes getting the cost down is the hard part.
Right,
and like
right,
if the cost that never goes down, then like it will never go into the market. So like, for example, like something like something like a Google glasses that you wanted, maybe it exists in like a lab somewhere already, like a VR that is like the size of like a glasses, but like if it costs $100,000 to use, like to have it, then it's not feasible. Or like something like I think the best example would be like, do you know the Disney technology, the one where like the treadmill, the one that looks like a floor, but you can you can walk it and then like it would like move you around. It exists already, but like, do you want to spend the money to get it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like all this stuff will eventually go down. Like,
it will. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it gonna go down in any reasonable time? Because like, if you have to wait a decade, right? You might as well get the VR headset now. In the next decade, like you can change to the new one, right?
But is there anything worth getting the VR headset now, or because like nobody's
Not
gonna
as
develop
much.
anything for it if there's
Not
if it's
as
not
much,
readily
but like
available.
this is also the same problem as like if no one is buying it right now, why would they develop it further?
That's a point.
Like
Yeah.
the reason VR right now has been like slowing down is because not a lot of people
You see-
like not enough people are investing in it, right?
You see, and this is where I think Sony needs to step up because
And they failed.
right. Well,
Their VR failed.
well,
they
they need
cancel
to,
all their
they
first
need to
party
spend
title.
more time into it because that's what needs to differentiate Sony, I think, from everything. Because
I think it's just a game company in general. They could have done it. Because like
Well-
something like Valve is working on a new headset, right? They could have made a new game,
Well,
like kind of like
what
what
I'm
they
saying
did
is,
with
like,
Alex.
So like Xbox, right, as a console is kind of forgoed consoles, right? And they're just going down the whole PC route, really. And then with their Game Pass and stuff. Nintendo has the Switch and they're trying to get that handheld market, which is unique and interesting. But PlayStation doesn't really have anything. And I feel like that's where their VR stuff, if they just focus more on that, they could have
They
a
gave
unique
up already
space.
on it.
And then,
They already gave up on it. They stopped production on like the VR, the last VR headset they had.
well,
They
they
added
need,
PC
they need to
support
rethink
for
that.
it.
And
Yeah, and then they canceled all the first party title of the game of the headset, which is really dumb because like when they released the headset, they didn't even have the title ready. So like, why would people buy PSVR that does not work on anything else?
right.
When the exclusive games are not even there. They should have just keep like, you know, if they want to go like full open platform, just go open source platform like what they're doing right now, and then actually finish the goddamn first party titles. Because like I think what VR lacking is the most right now is on the actual good games to play it. Or there's some,
Yes.
but I think it's not enough.
The only thing I ever hear about is like VR chat, right? And that's
Honestly, VR chat can be really good if you just want to chill
yeah.
around instead of like traveling. You just go to VR chat and it's almost like
I see
it's
appeal and
almost the same
everything, but
experience.
It's just not quite.
Yeah.
It's not the thing that would get me to go out and buy a headset. You know, it's something more like if
Exactly.
you already have one, then it's a good thing.
You see the game that you should go out and get VR for is fucking Beat Saber. 'Cause that game is fucking awesome.
But you can probably
some
go
people
to, like,
make
Dave
good
and
shit about
Buster's
it.
and play it. Or
Oh no, you cannot go. You can go to like a like an VR arcade to do that, but like the modded experience is the good ones because like some people make crazy maps. Some people make 3D maps. So like when you play the game, you actually like get moved around the map.
oh, that's cool. That's cool.
And that's like the extra like experience that you cannot get like from the official title because like official title has to be playable on quests and stuff like that, and like ain't no way that thing is gonna run on quests. But yeah, VR has been getting smaller, and like for example, like but this one has like a lot of limitations. So for example, there is no audio, so you have to bring your own earphones and stuff like that because they just cannot physically fit it right, like at least right now.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, to keep all the weight low, and I think for my version, there's like the lens has to be fixed, like specific IPD, but like the second version won't. Like the second version is like interchangeable, like you can adjust it, which is I think is crazy, but I just don't know if I want to spend the same amount of money to get another one. Because the upgrade looks so good. Like I honestly, like if you're getting a VR, like if you're thinking of like getting a premium VR, like the new one, like imagine this, the new one is like slightly lighter. It's like 10% lighter or something like that. It's 10% lighter. The IPD, so like the distance between the lenses can be adjusted because like mine is fixed. The screen is better, like the clarity is better. I think there's no glare or ghosting or anything like that. Mine has like a slight glare. And I think if you pay an extra money, you get like an eye tracking sensor, I think, or something.
Okay, the eye tracking stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah, and all of this in the slightly lighter package. I think it's 17% lighter. So like it's like 20 gram lighters or something like that. While having all these extra features, which I think it's like insane.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to take a look and see. I know I wanted one at some point, but then I kind of
See, if you don't want the expensive one, just get Quest so we can play Beat Sabers. You can play with
No.
friends. I tried playing Beat Saber with friends.
The thing is, I don't.
It was fun.
To get Quest, you got to sign up for all Facebook stuff and everything, and
Yeah, that's true.
like-
just get a. Maybe when you get here.
yeah, I'll test it out. I'll see your version.
You can take my my freaking like I still have a Valve index sitting here somewhere. But like the thing is, if I even if you get the headset from me, you still have to buy the rest of the thing yourself. That's the thing.
Oh no, I
It's like I
don't know if I would buy it
headsets.
off of you, but I would at least like test it out and see, right? And then I could see the multiple
Well,
different
no,
versions.
like even like assuming you even get it from me for free, you still have to spend money because like I'm
Yeah,
using
yeah.
the sensor and everything else right now, so
Yeah.
there's no way I'm giving that to you. Definitely. I don't know, but you see the problem with the VR that I have right now, the small one here, is that like it has a face molding, so I don't know if it fits for you.
Okay.
It's made it's custom made. Like the cushion is custom made.
Okay. Did you have to like send them something to get that? Like,
Yeah, you have to 3D scan your face with an iPhone.
oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, and then they molded the silicone cushion according to your face.
That's weird. I wonder why they did it that way. Just
It's so everything fits. Cause like the problem is that like just like when you were talking about the straps earlier, right? The problem is that sometimes people moving around with the headset, and like if the cushion does not fit, yeah, if the cushion does not fit, no, it doesn't even like fly off. Because like if the cushion is bad, it's just gonna shift ever so slightly in your face, and it eventually kind of like hurts your face, or like it makes it heavier because like it keeps shifting around, right?
Gotcha.
You know, when things have like momentum, it like just make things like more tiring. So if they made it like custom made, it's just gonna like stick to your face every time because it's perfect fit. It's like a swimming goggle basically, in a way.
Gotcha.
But yeah, honestly, when I do play, it's awesome. It does get hot though, like really hot, because it's a full-on face cover, right? So
Yeah.
no win. Maybe one day they'll fix that.
Hopefully.
Like, I can get sweaty even in the winter when I play.
But all right, I think it's getting close to
Almost
the
3
end
hours.
So.
We're almost at the usual time.
So is there anything else you want to talk about real quick to wrap it up, or
Come back to Wuthering Waves.
yeah, I'll definitely. I think I'll have to do it once I'm back from my trip and everything. But that is definitely on my list.
How about you do a stream on the trip, like just mobile, mobile like travel vlog.
I don't know how. I don't have enough time to prepare something like that. But I will
have a
at least.
laptop or anything?
No, I don't
have like a laptop or something.
No, the last laptop I had ended up breaking, and I never got another one. So.
Damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
But
I'll
definitely like record some stuff, and like maybe afterwards I'll have like a stream going over everything.
Yes. The trip report.
Yes, the trip report afterwards.
Like, all right, Mom. So here's what I do during my during my long time vacation.
I could be like, hey, on the road trip I saw this giant ball of yarn, and yeah, go for all the touristy trap stuff. Although I will be on kind of a tight schedule for some of it, so.
How long is the trip again? Is it like a whole month, basically? Like the rest of the month?
So I'll be gone from the 10th to pretty much I'll be getting back on like the 27th. So.
Okay, so yeah,
like
2 weeks,
2 weeks
and changes.
Yeah, like 2.5 weeks probably.
Okay, we could definitely do it like early next month or something like that. Yeah, actually, like late this month or like early next month. It depends on like what is happening in the gaming world too, right?
For sure. But definitely next month in May, we can do another random rambles.
Hopefully, I'm on my new job by then.
Oh yes. You'll be on normal hours now.
Yeah. I think it's just mostly I hope like I like the new job better, because like the new job is gonna be like an office work, right? I think like if it's office work, it's gonna be less demanding again, I'm hoping I can like that way I wouldn't, I would have less reason to like, oh, I don't want to play the game tonight, or I don't want to do this, don't want to do that. Or maybe I can even do more. Maybe the work isn't too hard, and then I can do some stuff in the middle of the work too. Hey,
that'll be if you're working remotely, you can do that. Maybe at the
even if not remotely, like I just still don't know like how to play. I still don't even know if I'm getting accepted, but I don't even know how like the work list gonna look too, right? Do you get your own cubicle, or like do you have to use the office computer and like?
Usually it's an office computer, but you'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know a lot of things. I mean, yeah, obviously, but like maybe I can like, for example, like what I've been doing like these past few days is that no, not these past few months is that like when I was working, I would finish my gacha dailies like during my work days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I like if it's during a day off, it sucks because like then I actually have to do it during my day off. It feels like a chore during my days off, like those dailies. Because like if it's during work, it's like, oh nice, I can finish this in like 5 minutes, and like, but like if it's during like my day off, god damn it, I have to do this before I play my games.
I gotcha. But yeah, hopefully things go well there.
Hopefully, I would love to have like the consistent like day off.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't think I have anything else. Do you have anything else to say?
No, all I say is like again tomorrow I'll have a collab. With
Hoda.
Yeah, with Hoda and
Best
doing
of luck with
Infinity
that.
Nikki stuff.
May
that'll be my last probably real stream for the rest of April, pretty much. So
may the best girl wins.
Yes. I intend to. So.
Gotta show the world who you really are, Sequel. The best fashion designer, fashionista.
My outfits will be number one.
Got nothing on you. Exactly. I feel like it just all boils down to like who plays more. Because like if you play more, you have more option for the costumes.
Well, I don't know. Even though we both had, like, I was able to farm up a bunch of outfits like just during this week, because we had a week or so to kind of come up with like. We have judges in there that came up with the themes, and then we had like a week to try to go in and farm everything up. So
that's crazy.
And Infinity Nikki has a lot of free outfits that you can use as well. So
I would straight up lose because like I played Nikki last I think last week or something like that, and like I only after a couple hours in I found the dragon, like the one that gives you like gifts.
Oh yeah. With when you collect the dues and stuff, yeah,
the dues. Yeah, I only found him because I explored the map. So like the first couple hours I'm playing the game, I skipped him entirely. I didn't even know he exists. I only found him by chance because like I was exploring. There's like I was trying to get into the lake, and then I saw a dragon.
Oh, okay.
So like if I never went to the lake, I'll never get the freaking gifts.
Well, it is annoying too because I know when it starts off, it doesn't even, you start down the path to get to them, but then the game takes you off it, and then you have to
it's like you jump
somehow
and glide your way through it. Yeah.
If it wasn't like me, who I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, and then so I went against the game and was like, no, you're telling me to go this way. I'm saying no, I'm going back and exploring, and then.
And then you found him. Oh, lucky you.
But yeah, it's like, but he's not the only place. You can also like, there's shops in the game where you can buy outfits. There's chests around the world that have sketches that you can
like recipes and sketches. Yeah, I found some of them. Yeah,
there's a lot of events.
I
think me and Hota have been playing. I think she started a little bit after me, but for the most part, we've been playing through the same stuff as well. So we should have similar outfits. Crazy. We also we chose similar stuff, I should say, and then so I'm excited to see what she comes up with. It's still not going to be better than my stuff, obviously, but
it would be funny if you ended up coming with the same stuff. You thought at least like the same base dress, so it's gonna like look like the shirt is gonna be the same. It's just gonna be different hair and different accessories, but like it's gonna be the same dress.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It'll be an interesting story if it does, but we'll see. But yeah, so
There's
I'm
a
looking
drag-
forward to that.
Yeah,
And then
there is a dragon in the game. It doesn't look like a dragon, to be fair.
he looks more like the Dragon Tales dragon.
He
if
looks
you
like
ever saw.
yeah, he looks like a dragon, like a cartoonish dragon, less
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a dragon
'cause
that you see on like freaking.
He's big and
Uwa.
fat and just is like kind and gentle. Like he's a Dragon Tales dragon.
I don't even watch Dragon Tales, but like I see what you mean.
Hmm. But we're only in the nation of like. There's so many other nations out there that have more like medieval and other like really cool stuff, and it's funny too because at the moment we can't swim, but I'm guaranteeing you there's going to be a mermaid outfit or some sort of swimming outfit that we'll get later on that will enable us to swim. Which it just reminds me of old like Spyro and everything, because Spyro couldn't swim in the first game either, and then like in the
they're trying to make you able to swim. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because like every time, I forgot I cannot swim in the game, and then when I went to water,
well, Mom was always like, we should stay in the shallow end. So they warn you every single time.
Why couldn't you swim? Is there like a story related to it?
No, it's just a platforming thing. The very first platforming game you have, your characters can never swim, and then afterwards in the sequels they can. So I'm pretty sure they're just following that logic.
I really wish
there.
I really wish they added that into the lore. Or like, oh, the gods curse the water, so like now if we go too deep, it's kind of like. Have you ever played Dragon's Dogma?
I have not. No.
So Dragon's Dogma, the water, the whole body of water in the world is cursed. So if you ever enter the water too deep, there's like tentacle creature that like takes you into the deep and kills you.
Ah.
So there's a lore as to why the characters are not allowed to swim, because like the moment you enter the water, there's like this bloody tentacle comes in and like just like drags you in.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to know the reason why I think they probably didn't add in swimming? Is
budget?
No, well maybe, but I think the real thing is more that it is very hard to look up Nikki's skirt in that game. It's almost impossible. There's a couple of ways that you can glitch the camera to do it.
Perfect.
But I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they got rid of. They didn't add in swimming.
Add that in.
And
no, add that in right now.
What? Being able to look up
the skirts.
Yeah. But it's like I think that's why they did it.
One question before I say yes. One question: Is she 18 plus?
Yeah. She's like in college, from what I believe.
She's adult, right?
Yeah.
Yes, add that in. Add the feature in. All right, let's go. Pedal to the metal.
But yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure that's why they added it in. And then when you do unlock the swimming outfit, your character will just change into be in a swimsuit, so they don't have to worry about that sort of stuff.
Yeah, the game is really family friendly.
It is.
I was trying to use like her like undergarment, like the base shirt that she has, because like it looks like really like cozy and stuff. I was trying to come up with the theme, and then like you should equip a
pants,
a top, yeah, a top for it. No, it was a top that I was trying to use, because like it looks like a singlet, like a
right. But it's like you need both a top and a pants or something.
Yeah, and top and the pants, or like a full dress, like a onesie, basically like a. So I was like, God damn it! It's not even nude. It's not even like it's not even like
sexy underwear either.
Yeah, it's like an actual it's
just
like a cozy.
Yeah.
It's like a cozy shirt. I don't understand why you couldn't just use it, or like give us an item. Like I don't know. If the item is there, you might as well let us use it. Yeah, Nikki is super family friendly.
Although it does have some very dark stuff to it. Like I would say Nikki has some of the darker stuff in it.
I feel like it's the same. They're doing the same thing as like what Genshin does. It looks super kids friendly and like family friendly up front, but then like if you keep reading into the lore and stuff like that, it goes.
Yeah, but this actually like has it in game. Like there was one part where it's like, one of the races wants to just murder and kill one of the other ones, and then you see like people drawing like images, and it's them hanging the other race, and you're like, it's such a cute looking race too that's doing this, and you're like, what the heck?
Is it like actually like graphic, or like is it like Genshin Impact kind of like I'm gonna kill you, and like they beat you and there's like the special effects and like the NPC just went down to the ground and stuff like that. Like that kind of like graphic.
Well, so they go on hunts and stuff. They don't actually find him, but there is a fight between some of the races. Like they do actually do some fights and punches and stuff, but no like
no. What I'm saying is like the graphics. Like does it actually is it like is it dark in terms of like the intent, or like is it dark in terms of like being displayed?
So it's more like, you know, like how kids do like chalk on the sidewalk, right? And it looks nice and colorful like that, and you're like, oh, this is a nice image, and then you take a look at it,
the stickman is getting hanged.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's normal. That's okay.
So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it looks nice and colorful, but then if you take a step back and actually see what's happening here, you're like, oh,
it's still safe. It's still safe enough for work. I mean, like, you know,
it's safe for work, but it's also like
cartoon.
It's not quite, not quite what you think.
It feels like in the same line of like kids cartoons out there that have some like adult element to it.
Yeah. Which I think is always the good stuff. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender is still one of my most favorite series out there.
I personally would want something more like straight up like mature audience. Where my mature audience at?
I feel like you can do it both, right? Like
I feel like I find it funny too. Why do games don't do that? Why don't they make games that are like aimed straightly at like mature audience? Wouldn't that like the kind of audience that would have the most money anyway?
Because it's a less audience, right? Because like if it's a lot of like teenagers and young adults that are. Well,
like even teenagers,
right?
Teenager like the way like these games treating you, like some of them like treat you like less like a teenager, more like a not kindergarten.
True.
Like elementary schools, right?
But if you need an ID to get the game, although I don't even know, do they even check for M-rated games nowadays or what?
I think M-rated game is still fine. I think the only game that requires you to have like proper ID would be like R-rated.
Oh, really? Okay. Because you see, back when I was in like high school and stuff, in order to get Diablo 2, I had to show them an ID.
GTA, right? Just fine this now, right? Like these days.
You might be right. I don't know. I haven't
something like GTA, and GTA is like mature rated.
It is.
It's like it's filled with like booze and stuff like that. And why couldn't you make games like that? Games like that is clear. Like GTA, I think is a perfect example because like it's clearly aimed at like mature audience. You know,
I think there's maybe not
enough.
Suggest
any kids.
There may just not be enough of them around there for the investors to think that it's worth the money, you know.
Which is funny. Because GTA is probably one of the most profitable games.
It is, but it's also a one of a kind sort of thing, right? Or at least there haven't really been other copies of it. Well, I mean, there's like Saint Rose, but Saint Rose wasn't the same as. I really enjoyed Saint Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, Saint Rose is a different thing. I really enjoyed the humor in that game too.
I did, yeah. But it's like I think that's probably the thing, right? It's like there's only GTA. There's not anything else kind of.
I think that would be like one final question for the day. I feel like, why do you think that's the case? Because like if you think about it, right, the mature audience that I've been talking about just now, it's the people that would actually have money to spend on your games, right?
Well, I think it's because you can still get those people without it just being purely mature, or because I mean, even like what we were talking about earlier with Wizardry was. People are saying it's a true like horror mature game in the gotcha sphere with how it's like themed and stuff is, but I feel like you could still do, because you've seen Persona, right? In some of that like horror and everything, like and like
Persona has horror.
Well, so it wouldn't necessarily be horror. It would be like the Temegame Sensei like series.
Oh, it's Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah. I would be. Yeah.
So it's like you could still do kind of stuff like that, but still also have it be, you know, like teen and everything, but it's still like horror-ish. And you have Resident Evil and stuff too, right? So,
yeah, I think things like Resident Evil should just stay for like, you know, a more mature audience. Like I feel like just gonna be, I guess if I continue down the line, I feel like it can be like a whole different tangent. Like
it is. Like, I think the question that I would then ask to you is like, what exactly makes a game mature? Mature.
See, one of the reason I've been thinking about it more is because like recently there's like a slew of title that has been like casualized. Like think something like Dragon Age Veilguard, Avowed, what was again that other game? Like games that are like trying to dilute
That used to be more.
that used to be much more for a niche and for a specific audience, you know, most of the time more mature because like those audience are more hardcore, right? But like they're trying to casualize the experience to appeal to like a broader like audience, and at the same time they you know what happens is that like the experience gets diluted a lot.
And it's like I think that ends up happening because the people that own the rights to that, you know, they hire people that really don't play video games or never played the originals to begin with, right? So they don't understand the original intent, and because Dragon Age Veilguard, I think none of that was created by the original people, or if they were there, they're no longer there. But
I mean, like, but if you think about it, right? Like a Dragon Age series, which part of it do you think can be casualized without like, you know, which part of the game would you have to cut out, like that could be cut out and still be Dragon Age? Like, you know, because Dragon Age is known for like like if you cut out the like some parts in order for it to be appeal, like, you know, basically how do they do a Veilguard in a good way? Because like they're doing Veilguard definitely in a bad way right now because everyone hates it. But like, how do they do a Veilguard that does not cause issues for like the old audience? Because like I feel like there's no way. Because like there's just some things that like that is the reason it appeals to people. It's because it's more mature. Like the theme, the action that you can do in the game. Like for example, I think you can betray some NPCs and straight up like sacrifice them and stuff like that. Like imagine if you cannot do that.
I feel like Veilguard,
some of the game.
I feel like Veilguard, its issue wasn't that it wasn't mature enough. I think it was that its characters and its writing was so bad compared to what Dragon Age was.
It is so bad, and one of the reason it's bad is because they treated the player as not like someone that is not mature. Like for example, when you're doing puzzles, they would come to me, "Hey, you should put this block on that fucking hole there. I think we should put the block in that hole there. That hole looks familiar. It feels like it looks the same as the block that we have." Okay. And then there's a freaking waypoint on it too.
So that stuff I haven't seen anything about. The stuff I've seen more about is the character writing, right? And that one character.
That is one of the big complaints.
Yeah. So it's like, and I feel like that doesn't matter if it's a mature or not, right? Like that is just their writing team is bad.
I think it's yeah. I mean the writing obviously it's bad too. But like I think one of the game design, like inherently when a game is harder, it's gonna appeal to less people. But if you make a game easier, you know, the lower is the bar of entry, the less mature a game is. Don't you think? Like for example, like if you're comparing like Wilds and World.
Sorry, keep going with your thought for.
So in Wilds, now you don't have to track the monster, right? And like it appeals to more people because like now a lot of people that are like have ADHD and is not interested in like tracking monster. Now all they have to do is press tab and like the secret brings them to the monster, right? But also a lot of people that used to play World or used to play like the older Monster Hunter games likes the fact that you have to investigate the monster and track them. That's like part of like, it's more, the system is more complicated, but for a good reason. And when you kind of dilute that, you lose
I don't
a certain
know
uniqueness to the game, because a lot of people are now saying like, it's not a, like, sure, like people can accept like what they're doing with the Wilds now, but what people also say is that like this does not feel like, this feels less like monster hunting and more like monster beating, because now you don't have to hunt the monster anymore. The monster is always on the map. All you have to do is auto track it, and all you have to do is beat the monster. It doesn't feel like hunting.
But the thing is, that style of hunting only ever existed in Worlds to begin with, and even then,
in the older one, you have to like put pains, I think, on the monster and stuff like that, right? It's even harder.
Well, no, because eventually you just learn that it's in areas like it was zoned off, right? So in the older games, there were different zones, and the monsters would always start in like a specific zone. So you would know after you did it like once or twice, like, okay, the monster's just in this area. And so it was, I would say, much, much easier. Even though you did have to paint them, that was more just to track where they went after you hunted them, not necessarily to track where they were to start the hunt, if you get what I'm saying.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's like, I feel like in Worlds, while that was a very cool system, I feel like it was only cool the first time around, right? So like after you already hunted the monster and now you're going back and trying to re-kill it over and over again, it became annoying, which is why they added in the systems where you eventually just automatically unlocked it.
No, because after that, after you reach a certain point in the investigation, they just auto track it.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
it's
right?
Just,
so
it's just like the process starts off like an actual investigation, like like it's the same as like if you think about it, it's the same as like when you're hunting, like actually hunting, right? It's like the first time you gotta like learn the pattern of the monster, like the animals you're hunting,
but when
and then eventually you'll learn about it.
Right, but when it comes to Wilds, pretty much all the new characters or all the new monsters you hunt are told through the story, right? So you go in, you see them. Yeah, you're not necessarily like gathering their tracks. Well, actually, sometimes you are gathering their tracks, but
sometimes you are, which is fine for me.
But it's like there's always like going through a story, and you're always learning about them. So it's like I still think they have that. You're right that it's not as in depth, but I don't think it really needed to be that. So, or at least I think they've found a nice fit, but.
I mean, yeah, I guess overall it's overall easier, but like that's like an example that I would use as like,
right.
Hey, like when you change some things, it's either gonna like strengthen or like dilute the experience.
And I guess to go back around to your question, right? Of like, I feel like you don't need to make things harder to attract a more mature audience. I think it's just it's the tone and stuff that you have to set with it.
Yeah, and but like with setting a certain tone comes like you're gonna narrow down either way, right? If you set the game to be like, for example, if you set the tone to be dark and broody, most of the time kids would not be interested in dark and broody stories. They would like happy, sunny-go-lucky stories. So like in a way, when you set like when you set a certain
what's
direction
your age
of
range
the game,
when you're saying that for kids?
Well, I'm saying like. Probably like 12 under.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like.
In the general context, I'm not talking specific stuff. I'm not talking about something specific. I'm just giving an example. It's like when you, it's the same as like the Honkai Star Rail. Like we're talking about direction earlier. As you go a certain direction, you're gonna have to forego the other parts too, right? As you narrow down your like scope of games. And like, do you think there's a way for you to like broaden the scope without sacrificing the core customers?
I think you definitely can. You just have to find. How should I put it?
I think when you say
you have to figure out.
I think you mean like you're trying to find the middle ground.
No, not the middle. You have to find what makes your game you. Like what is it that makes? Because I think the big thing, especially like let's take Star Rail for existence, right? I think one thing that's been coming up recently is that Star Rail's been adding in a lot more mini games, right, into their stuff as part of their events,
and
which was
what
never
is the game is about?
Yeah, it was never what the game was about before, and it's
Puzzle Rail.
Yeah, it's turning people away, and they're not doing what people would think of when it comes to Star Rail.
Yeah.
And so
that
you
makes
have
sense.
to find that stuff, and then you can add in that new stuff so long as you can incorporate it into your own thing that makes it shine. You know what I mean? Like, it's much harder to do, and it's very tricky to do, which is why you see a lot of people failing at it. But
I think you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Definitely. You have to like stick to the core of the game, which like if it's gonna be a turn-based RPG game, then turn-based RPG should be the main show of like the game and not like a bunch of like compilation of puzzles. But also like that can only apply to, like, some things are inherently limited to a certain age, right? Some things just appeals to certain demographic more. Like, for example, a dress-up games is gonna appeal to a girls' audience more than like guys. Like, no matter where you spin it. Like, imagine like a Barbie game, what appeals to more,
so like a collectible game. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but and like at some point, if you change certain enough stuff, it's gonna appeal less to the girls and appeal more to the guys now, right? Like, for example, if imagine if like a game like Wuthering Wave, or like a game like Genshin, which is like much more like appeals to like both sides, right? Suddenly now adds like a more dating sim like elements, which gonna appeal more to like the guy audience, right? But like the girl's gonna hate it, maybe. They might hate it more.
Depends on who you're dating. Is the
I mean that's fair. But also like in general, they're gonna hate it more. Like I would think.
I think it depends on how it's done, right? If the dating then led to sex, then yeah, the guys would probably like it more than the girls. But if it's more intimate, getting to know the other person,
then the girls would like it more.
Yeah. So it's like
but then like that also means you're narrowing to a certain direction, right? A certain scope.
Yeah, and it's important to kind of keep in mind stuff like, but I think things like that is kind of, how should I put it, superficial. Like, and maybe this is a topic that we can bring up probably for another time. But I know
we should.
I would say take a look at I don't want to say, I always want to say Myers-Briggs, but it's not the right one. It's give me a.
Because I'm always wondering. Yeah,
Bartle.
I'm always wondering when that.
Take a look at Bartle's taxonomy, and he is one of the guys who worked on MUDs. I don't know if you heard about those, but those are very old school text adventure games where it's like, like how it's like, you went into the swamp, what do you do now? And then you type in like,
choose your own adventure.
Yeah. So like,
I love that game.
He worked on the early versions of that, and when creating and developing a new game, he did research on a bunch of players, and he found out like all the different. He found out that players, while separate, kind of fall into different categories and everything, and that's where he came up with his own, like, he called it like Bartle's taxonomy and everything. And I would highly recommend looking at all those different categories because they kind of explain, where people fall. And when you're creating stuff like that, that's where you can see like what kind of games or what kind of players you'll be attracting, right, with it. And trying to strike that balance is always going to be the interesting thing. But yeah, that's
Bartle taxonomy.
Yeah, Bartle's
like
taxonomy.
The only thing I found in the Google is like the 4 player types.
Yes. Yeah. And I think he has them as like trading, or not trading cards, but like the
so like you can only appeal to a certain part because like I think I see what you're trying to say there. You can
because there's like explorers. I think the types are like explorers, achievers, socializers, and killers.
And I think like this is see that's the thing, right? There's no I don't think there's a game possible in existence that can like appeal to all 4 of them. And if you want to appeal to a certain direction, the other direction is going to get pulled off.
Yeah, definitely. And you have to figure out what your game is going for, and then
see, and that's why I think like why these games these days are trying to they're trying to do what I've been saying right now, which is like trying to appeal to 4 sides, and like no,
and they're not doing it.
If a game is gonna make for kids, just make for kids. If you're gonna make for adults, just make it for adults. So don't try to like dilute either of the experience. And I think that's what they have been doing less and less these days, because every game should appeal to the most broad audience, a modernized gaming experience.
Well, I think that's definitely just the stock market and everything at the moment, or where people just or it's the business guys, right? They want to make as much money as they can, so they're going to tell you to try to appeal to as much
which is funny because like some games they're like hone in on the proper audience, on the right audience, just makes more money in general.
Because I love the saying of like, a game for everyone is a game for no one, right?
Oh yeah, I love that too. Yeah. It's a perfect like way to sum up like our night. Not gonna lie, like if you make a game for everyone, chances are like it's not gonna appeal to anyone.
And it's like if you just make if you just make the best version of your game, you'd be surprised how even people that wouldn't have normally been into it get into it, right?
Yeah.
Because like,
And
how
you'd be
many
surprised
people
at how
got into
many
Elden
people
Ring
are
despite not?
Yeah. They never tried Elden Ring, but like, you know, Elden Ring, I think Elden Ring did a good job of balancing, I think. Like, you know, they pulled out a bit on like the killer part, like, you know, the difficulty, the challenges. But I think Elden Ring still does a good job because like they still have challenge in the game. They didn't completely
Right. It's
get
still
rid
all
of
there,
it.
and
Yeah. They just give you more tools to deal with it. And I think that's what a lot of games these days have been missing more and more. And that's why I hate it.
Yeah, but we'll see. Like I think we're also just getting a lot more games in general too, right? So it's like so we get a lot of, I don't want to say slop, but almost slop is right, where it's
a lot of them are slops, to be fair. A lot of them are.
But that makes all the the good ones all the more special.
How many remasters of like fucking The Last of Us?
or just of Skyrim. I think Skyrim you could play it on a toaster by now without any.
You can't. I'm pretty sure there's Skyrim on freaking Switch, which is like probably close to like a freaking toaster at this point, or like a smart fridge.
I would love to see Skyrim on a refrigerator. That would be hilarious.
One day, if I have enough money, like if we win the lottery, let's just like a smart Skyrim playthrough through a smart fridge. We're just gonna be streaming our hand on like a freaking smart fridge, like trying to win Skyrim. We should do that one day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's some content right there. No one has ever done it, guys. This is you heard it here first. If someone ever comes up with it, like someday, gonna be like, just remember that we came up with it first.
All right. Yeah, I think we're kind of reaching our end here. So thank you again, Khan.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. You know, I appreciate it. Been a while since we do it. I hope we get to do it again soon, which is like probably as soon as next month. It won't be soon,
but as soon as we can, for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you all next time. Yep. Bye.
Bye.